WhatsApp, if I will get the any WhatsApp number of any participant, because from my actually side, actually my PPT is not a presentable. I have prepared one PPT for you. So each anyone can help to me for sharing my PPT through your mobile phone. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
I am asking that can anybody help to me for sharing the PPT? I am sharing one PPT. Is it visible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
It is visible, na?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay. Uh, uh, so as per what actually I have already told about that what the topic actually I am going to teach today. The topic is your towards understanding the process of teaching and learning in higher education. It means that how the actually teaching learning process has been taken up in our higher education in day by day, and the teaching learning process, what are the components, what are the principles, and what are the different learning activities or learning teaching learning method we will discuss in this our topic. So as per concern this topic, I am going to the next slide. If we will first of all things about the what is learning or what learning actually is telling to us, as we will know that learning is a process by which behavior is either modified or changed through the experience or training. आमे जदि लर्निंग कथा में पढ़िबा बा जानिबा, लर्निंग होउची गोटे प्रोसेस जो प्रोसेस रो हमर बिहेवियर आइदर मॉडिफाइड हुए बा चेंज हुए थ्रू एक्सपीरियंस और ट्रेनिंग. आमे जे कोनसी लेवल ऑफ लर्निंग जदि हम कहिबा, आमे लर्निंग रो सोर्स जदि देखिबा, देयर आर एन नंबर ऑफ सोर्सेस आर देयर, we can learn so many things. जदि देखिबा, if a child is in a infancy age, the child is learning from his or her parents actually. Are you getting my point? Even if in the family time, the child is also learning so many things. Suppose the socialization process or suppose the behavioral process. Because as we know that suppose we will discuss about, suppose we will read about the Piaget theory, cognitive development. We have read about that in what ages the children behavior is being developed. So learning is everywhere, even if when we are entering to the school education system, we are learning so many things in school organization system. Then when a student move to the suppose the higher educations, maybe suppose college or university, then he will learning the so many things at the university level or as well as the college level. So that's why learning is a process by which behavior is either modified or changed through experience or training. Experience means suppose a child is upgrowing, suppose in the family, when then that particular child is entering to the school system, secondary, higher secondary, and when that particular student when he will enter in the suppose higher education, maybe in college or university. So these different stages, level of stages, the children or maybe suppose the student is gaining the different type of knowledge by experiencing, by attending different level of educations. So this is the meaning of our that the learning is a process by which behavior is either modified or changed through experience or training. Another one is that if you look that like learning is thus a relatively permanent change in response to potential which occurs as a function or reinforcement practice. We have known that suppose the conditional stimulus, we have read suppose the Skinner theory. So that's in that theory we have read that or we have known that how suppose the unconditional stimulus or conditional stimulus become or how unconditional response and then later on become the conditional response. So that by this phase wise changing or reinforcement practice, our permanent change in our mind is being occurs. And another learning, or if we discuss our definition by learning, what is learning? The last one actually I have written down here. If we look the slide, learning also includes the motor processes, habits, identical acquisitions, which involve information and effective elements that are emotional in content. If you look about our suppose cognitive Bloom taxonomy, if you read or if you have we have read about suppose or if you read about the Bloom taxonomy of our cognitive, psychomotor, affective. So these three domain by learning will develop. Cognitive means our mental development, psychomotor means our the skills, or affective mana is means our motor skills. So these three domain of the skills or the domain of the knowledge we can develop by our learning. So this is all about our learning. More is anyone can understand my English, or I should talk in bilingual language? Hello.
ହଁ ସାର୍ ଠିକ ଅଛି।
ନା ଏଠି କେହି ନନ୍ ଓଡ଼ିଆ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ କେହି ଅଛ କି ଏଠି?
नहीं सर।
Is there any non Odia students are there? Okay. So then next our slide is that what is the different? Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
ପିପିଟି ଟା ଦିଶୁନି।
ପିପିଟା ଦେଖା ଯାଉନି?
ନାଇଁ ସାର୍।
ଏବେ ଦେଖା ଯାଉଛି?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍।
ଏବେ ଦେଖା ଯାଉଛି?
ଆଜ୍ଞା ସାର୍।
ଓକେ। ସୋ ଯେଟା ପୂର୍ବରୁ ଆମେ ଦେଖୁଥିଲେ ଯେ ଆମର ଟିକେ ଗୋଟେ ସେକେଣ୍ଡ, ଯେ ଲର୍ନିଂ କଣ ଆମେ ପଢୁଥିଲେ, ଲର୍ନିଂ ଟା କଣ ନା ଲର୍ନିଂ ଇଜ ଏ ସରି ଲର୍ନିଂ ଇଜ ଏ ପ୍ରୋସେସ ବାଇ ହ୍ୱିଚ ବିହେଭିୟର ଇଜ ଆଇଦର ମଡିଫାଏଡ ଅର ଚେଞ୍ଜ। ମୁଁ ଏବେ କହୁଥିଲି। ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ କହୁଥିଲି ଆମର ରିଇନଫୋର୍ସମେଣ୍ଟ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିସ ଥ୍ରୁ ଆମ ଲର୍ନିଂ କେମିତି ଡେଭଲପ ହଉଛି, ପରମାନେଣ୍ଟ ଚେଞ୍ଜ କେମିତି ହଉଛି। ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ମୁଁ ଯେଟା ଲାଷ୍ଟରେ ପଢେଇଥିଲି ବା ଏବେ ପଢଉଥିଲି ମଧ୍ୟ, ଯେ ହାଉ ଆୱାର ଦ ବ୍ଲୁମ as per to Bloom taxonomy cognitive and psychomotor and affective domain କେମିତି ଡେଭଲପ ହଉଛି। If the students is attending the different level of learning system, maybe suppose the school education, higher education system, so how a students can develop his psychomotor, cognitive, psychomotor, affective domain. So this is all about our learning. Learning is means that ଆମେ different context level ରେ ଆମେ different type of learning ପାଉଛୁ। ଯେମିତି ଆମେ ଯଦି ଘର କଥା କହିବା, ଗୋଟେ ଯଦି ପିଲା ଗୋଟେ ମାନେ ବଢିକି ଉଠୁଛି ଛୋଟ ବେଳାରୁ, ତାହେଲେ କେମିତି ଫ୍ୟାମିଲି ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର, ଫ୍ୟାମିଲି ସିଷ୍ଟମ କଣ, ଫ୍ୟାମିଲିର କଣ ନର୍ମସ୍ କଣ, ଫ୍ୟାମିଲି ହ୍ୱାଟ ଇଜ ଫ୍ୟାମିଲି, বা ହାଉ ଟୁ ରେସପେକ୍ଟ ୱିଥ ଦ ଏଲ୍ଡର୍ସ, ବା ହ୍ୱାଟ ଇଜ ଦ ଆକ୍ଚୁଆଲି ଫ୍ୟାମିଲି ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚରାଲ ସିଷ୍ଟମ, ଗୋଟେ ଚିଲଡ୍ରେନ ବା ଗୋଟେ ଶିଶୁଟା ସେଠି ଜାଣିପାରୁଛି। ଯେତେବେଳେ ପୁଣି ସିଏ ଗୋଟେ सोसाइटी ଯେବେ ସେତେବେଳେ ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ପିଲାଟା ଯେତେବେଳେ ସ୍କୁଲରେ ଆସୁଛି, ଗୋଟେ ପ୍ରାଇମାରୀ ସ୍କୁଲକୁ, ସେତେବେଳେ ସେ ପ୍ରାଇମାରୀ ଏଜୁକେସନ ସିଷ୍ଟମର କଣ ଅଛି, ପ୍ରାଇମାରୀ ସିଷ୍ଟମରେ କଣ କଣ ପାଠ ପଢା ଯାଉଛି, ପାଠ ଟେକ୍ସଟ ବୁକରେ କଣ କଣ ତାକୁ ମାନେ ମିନିମମ୍ ଲେଭେଲ ଅଫ କନସେପ୍ଟ ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡା, ହ୍ୱାଟ ଇଜ ଏନଭାୟରମେଣ୍ଟ ହଉ, ହ୍ୱାଟ ଇଜ सोसाइटी ହଉ, ହ୍ୱାଟ ଇଜ ପ୍ୟାରେଣ୍ଟସ ହଉ, ତ ସେଇ ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡା ସବୁ ଜିନିଷ ଜାଣୁଛି ପ୍ରାଇମାରୀ ଲେଭେଲ। ସେକେଣ୍ଡାରୀ ଲେଭେଲରେ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ଗଲେ ଆମର ସାଇନ୍ସ, ସୋଶାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ, ଲାଙ୍ଗୁଏଜ କଣ୍ଟେଣ୍ଟ ଥ୍ରୁରୁ ତାର ସୋଶାଲ ସାଇନ୍ସ ଡେଭଲପ ହଉ ବା ସାଇନ୍ସଟିଫିକ ଆଟିଚ୍ୟୁଡ ହଉ, এই ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡା ଆମେ ଡେଭଲପ କରିପାରୁଛେ। ଯେତେବେଳେ ସ୍କୁଲ ପିଲାକୁ ଆସୁଛି, ସ୍କୁଲ ଏଜ ଅର୍ଗାନାଇଜେସନ ହିସାବରେ ସେ ଟେକେନ୍ ଅପ୍ କରୁଛି, ସ୍କୁଲରେ କେମିତି सोशलाइजेशन प्रोसेस को मत भी डेभलप हो पारुଛି, ଯଦି ସ୍କୁଲ ଏଜୁକେସନ କୁ ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରୁଛି ଗୋଟେ ପିଲା। ତ ସେଇ ଭଳିଆ ହାୟର ଏଜୁକେସନ ଗଲେ, ହାୟର ଏଜୁକେସନ ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚରାଲ ଭଳିଆ ବି ହାୟର ଏଜୁକେସନ ବି ଗଲେ ହାୟର ଏଜୁକେସନ ଲେଭେଲ ଅଫ ଲର୍ନିଂ ବି ସେ ଆଟେଣ୍ଡ କରିପାରିବ, ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ ଷ୍ଟୁଡେଣ୍ଟ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ଲେଭେଲ ଅଫ एक्सपीरियंस को गैदर करूची, डिफरेंट स्टेजेस को लेवल को अटेंड करूची। तो लर्निंग टा होची सही भलिया, हमें जो जेते भलिया एक्सपीरियंस को जेते गैदर करिबा, हम लर्निंग को सेते एनरिच हबो हमर। जेटा मु कहउतिले बे जे डिफरेंस बिटवीन लर्निंग एंड रिलेटेड कॉन्सेप्ट, आमे जदि देखिबा व्हाट इज द लिंक बिटवीन आवर लर्निंग एंड ताकर कॉन्सेप्ट कोन। जदि प्रथम देखो हमर गोटा कथा होची जे मु जोटा कहउतिले एबे जे हमर कॉग्निटिव थ्योरी रो, कॉग्निटिव थ्योरी रे आमे पढिचे जे प्री ऑपरेशनल ऑपरेशनल देन फॉर्मल ऑपरेशन कंक्रीट ऑपरेशन देन फॉर्मल ऑपरेशन प्री ऑपरेशनल स्टेज आमे कहउतले 0 to 2 इयर्स 0 to 2 इयर्स गोटे पिला कोन करे तो सेही जे हमरो सेही स्टेजेस बा सेही एज भितरे पिलार कोन कोन डेवलपमेंट होउची तांकर बिहेवियरल एटा होउची तांकर लर्निंग साथर कांसेप्ट द फास्ट आमे देखिबा सेंटेंस टा इट हैज बीन क्लियरली मेंशनड आउट दैट लर्निंग it is a behavior spontaneous automatic it is a reflexive and not a behavioral change due to learning but an instinctive relaxation so also closing one eyes without a dust storm or in sharp sunlight occur automatically these are example of reflexive action মানে যদি আমি কথা কইবা রিফ্লেকশন অ্যাকশন সাথে কিন্তু লার্নিং হଉଛି যেମିତି সাপোজ ଗୋଟେ ସନଲାଇଟ ଚୋଖରେ ପଡ଼ିଲେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ଆଖିଟା ବନ୍ଦ ହେଇଯାଉଛି ବା ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ପିଲାଟା ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ ନିଆଁ ପାଖକୁ ଯାଉଛି ହାତଟା ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସାଙ୍ଗେ ସେ ନିଜ ଆଡକୁ ଧରି ଆସୁଛି ନାଇଁ ଆଗରେ ମାନେ ନିଆଁ ପାଖରୁ ମୋ ହାତଟା ଗଲେ ହାତଟା ଜଳିଯିବ ପୋଡିଯିବ ତ ସେଇଭଳିଆ ଯେ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ଟାଇପ ଅଫ ରିଫ୍ଲେକ୍ସିଭ ଆକ୍ସନ୍ସ ଆମର ଅଛି ତା ଥ୍ରୁରୁ ଲର୍ନିଂ ଆମର ସେଇଭଳିଆ ଲର୍ନିଂ ଆମେ ଡେଭଲପ କରିପାରିବୁ ସେକେଣ୍ଡ ୱାନ୍ ଦେଖ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି ସେଠି କଣ ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି ନା ହଉଛି ଯେ ପ୍ରୋସେସ କଲ୍ ଇମ୍ପ୍ରିଣ୍ଟିଂ କେମିତି ଆମ ମାଇଣ୍ଡରେ ଇମ୍ପ୍ରିଣ୍ଟିଂ ହୁଏ ଆମ ମାଇଣ୍ଡକୁ ଇମ୍ପ୍ରିଣ୍ଟିଂ ଆମେ କେମିତି ହେଇପାରିବ ନା ଯଦି ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା যদি ଗୋଟେ ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଫାର ଦେଖ ଆଫ୍ଟର ବାର୍ଥ ଡାକିଂ ଫଲୋ ଇନ୍ ମଦର ପ୍ରୋସେସ କଲ୍ଡ ଇମ୍ପ୍ରିଣ୍ଟିଂ ଯେମିତି ସପୋଜ ବହୁତ ସମୟରେ ପିଲା ଦେଖ ମାକୁ ବାପାଙ୍କୁ ଫଲୋ ଅପ୍ କରନ୍ତି ଯେ ବାପା କେମିତି ମାକୁ ଡାକୁଛନ୍ତି ବା ବାପା କେମିତି ସାନକୁ କେମିତି ଡାକୁଛନ୍ତି ବାପା କେମିତି ବଡକୁ ଡାକୁଛନ୍ତି ବା ମମି କେମିତି ସପୋଜ ସାନକୁ ଡାକୁଛନ୍ତି ତ ସେଇ ଜିନିଷଟାକୁ ସେ ଇମିଡିଏଟ କରିକି ସେଇଭଳିଆ ସେ ବି ଡାକନ୍ତି ଭାଇ ଭଉଣୀକୁ ବଡ ଭାଇ ବଡ ବାପାକୁ ସାନ ବାପାକୁ ତ ସେଇଭଳିଆ ମାଇଣ୍ଡରେ ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ମାର ଡାକ ବା ବାପାର ଡାକ କେମିତି ଡାକୁଛନ୍ତି ସେଇଟା ଆମ ମାଇଣ୍ଡର ଇମ୍ପ୍ରିଣ୍ଟିଂ ହେଇଯାଏ ତ ସେଇ ପାଉଛି ଯେ ସେଇ ପ୍ରୋସେସଟାକୁ ଆମର କୁହାଯିବ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଟାଇପ ଅଫ ପ୍ରୋସେସ ଇଜ କଲ୍ଡ ଇମ୍ପ୍ରିଣ୍ଟିଂ तो लर्निंग साथ कॉन्सेप्ट माने एईटा होची एई कॉन्सेप्ट इम्प्रिंटिंग कॉन्सेप्ट केमती लर्निंग साथ कोरिलेशन माने एई भलिया हमरो कॉन्सेप्चुअल रिफ्लेक्शन एक्शन हेले हमरो लर्निंग टा हमरो एई भलिया लर्निंग हमरो डेवलप होची आमे जे थर्ड देखिबा हमरो गोटे देखो this is a learned behavior since duckling don't have any such prior experience this behavior is encoded in their genetic material they have the natural instinct to perform this behavior thus this behavior is actually instinct behavior आउ गोटे देखिबो जे किछि किछि हमरो जेनेटिकली हमरो थाए जेमति जेनेटिकली किमति हमरो सपोज आमे आनिचु व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस इन बिटवीन and the human beings by homo sapiens to the other races of the animal suppose आमे जदि human beings बा homo sapiens races देखिबा आमे हमरो दीटा हाथ दीटा आखी दीटा गुड़ हमरो गोटे हेड तो हमरो किछि किछि थाए जेटा हेरिडिटिकली हमरो इंस्टेंट अछि जेमति सपोज जदि देखिबा हमरो सपोज सेंस ऑफ ऑर्गन हम जदि कथा कहबा आमे जदि हम बॉडी रे जगह अछि हमरो गोटे मसला कामड़िले हम संगे संगे आमे सेडी हाथ पळे जाय हमरो जदि गोटे कुकुड़ा बसी संगे संगे हमरो कुंडे माने संगे संगे हाथ सेडी कोडी गोटे कुकुड़ा बसिबे तो एगा अछि हेरिडिटिकली ऑलरेडी अब ट्रांसमिटेड हे जाय नर्व सिस्टम जदि हम कहबा नर्वस सिस्टम जदि कथा कहबा आमे न्यूरॉन जदि कथा कहबा आमे जानिछे तो किछि किछि जिंस जगह अछि एक बार जेगो हमरो माने आफ्टर बार डेवलप होइने ऑलरेडी सेडा इनहेरिटेंस जोटा माने दैट हैज बीन टेकन फ्रॉम आवर हेरिडिटी सपोज आवर जीन सपोज आवर क्रोमोसोम तो सेटा होची हमरो एटा जदि कुआ जाउची दैट इज इंस्टेंटिंग बिहेवियर माने जेटा हमरो इनर अछि हमरो से माने हमरो सेटा जो लर्निंग माने सेटा होची गोटे लर्निंग पैटर्न सेटा माने ऑलरेडी हमर जीन रे बा हमो क्रोमोसोम रे ऑलरेडी हेरिडिटी थ्रू आसुची तो डिफरेंट कॉन्सेप्ट सिस्टम ऑफ द लर्निंग माने जदि हम देखियो लर्निंग थ्योरी डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ लर्निंग सिस्टम को ऑर्गेनाइज करूची जेंति गोटे कथा कहली एबे संगे संगे जोटा होची इंस्टिंक्ट बिहेवियर जोटा हमर हेरिडिटी सिस्टम रे ऑलरेडी अछि जेंति गोटे मशा कामले संगे संगे मशा को मारुचे निया पाखर गले हातरा सरके दउचे किछि किछि जिंस होची जेटा हम इमिडिएट करूचे जेटा सेकंड वन जेटा कहउतली मु इम्प्रिंटिंग जे मां को बापा को देखि कि पिला सिकंदी जे किंति मां सपोज आमे देखुछु मां किंति गोटे भजा आलूटा भजाडा भाजुची आमे से देखि कि आमे यूट्यूब देखिया पडुन सेटा मां को आलू भजा देखि कि आमे भाजी करूछु बा बापा किमिति सपोज चासी मा बा जदि हेइथिबे बापा जणे मोर किमिति फार्मर गोटे बा बापा गोटे फार्मर हिसाब रे एग्रीकल्चर फील्ड रे किमिति चाष करूछन सेटा देखिबि गोटे पुओटा बा झियोटा किमिति जाई चाष करूछ तो सेटा होची इम्प्रिंटिंग मो माइंड रे बसी जाईछ एई भलिया सिस्टम टाको मते माने इंस्टेंस काम दउची मोर लर्निंग को तो डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ द लर्निंग सिस्टम और ऑर्गेनाइजेशन और ऑर्गेनाइज सिस्टम मोर लर्निंग सेई भलिया हमरो को सेट करिथा मु ताको सेई भलिया को एनहांस हम करि पार इज माय पीपीटी इज विजिबल टू एवरीवन इज माय पीपीटी इज विजिबल टू एवरीवन
Yes, sir.
okay if you people facing any doubt regarding to my discussion of this topic you may freely ask to me or you may freely ask to the questions regarding the what the things actually you are going to be confused, you may freely to ask. Okay, then ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଦେଖ ଯୋଟା ହଉଛି ଯେ maturations, how maturations is being helping to our learning system. ଆମେ जो last one ଗୋଟେ ଦେଖିବା, ଦେଖ it has been clearly noted down that maturation ଯଦି ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା is a process where growth and development which takes place regularly in the individual without special condition of stimulation such as training and practice. ଆମେ ଦେଖ ଆମେ ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ କଥା କହିବା, suppose for example flying in the birds and crawling, walking in human beings, तो एटा देखो किमती सपोज आमे बाई एक्सपीरियंस हमरो गोटे पिलाटा छोटे बेला किमती चलियो शिक्षा समय किमती पडियो उठियो पडियो पुनी तापर देखियो धीरे धीरे एज अनुसार ठीक चलिबा शैली तार ठीक आम नॉर्मल जिमती गोटे ह्यूमन बीइंग प्रॉपर गोटे जिमती चली पार सेही बळे देखियो चिल्ड्रन ठीक धीरे धीरे शिखि जाय। तो सेटा होची कथा जे मैच्योरेशन थ्रू रु माने हमर जदी प्रैक्टिस बा मैच्योरेशन हमरो आमको बहुत समय माने कंक्रीट लर्निंग को हेल्प करे। जोटा गोटे एग्जांपल देले सर्च फॉर एग्जांपल फॉर जे गोटे पिला हमर पिलार छुआटा छोट बेलारू चलिया समय केमती पड़ी उठिकी पुणी ठीक से चलिया शिखुची सेही भली आमे देखियो पक्षी पाखीटा जेमती छोटोटा बसारू छोटरू बाहरिया परे बहुत समय उड़े उड़ी टिके उड़ुथो पुणी बसी पड़ुथो पुणी टिके उड़ुथो बसी पड़ुथो पुणी धीरे धीरे देखियो बड़ तार माने एज बड़ू बड़ू बा तार बॉडी स्ट्रक्चर कंप्लीट हवा परे से देखियो धीरे धीरे ठीक उड़िया लागिबो। तो सेटा होची मैच्योरेशन इज ए प्रोसेस ऑफ ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट को आउची इतबे so which takes place regularly in the individual without special conditions of stimulation such as training and practice. बुझा पड़ुची मु कोन उता कहली ताले मैच्योरेशन हम जदी कथा कहबा हमें मैच्योरेशन हमरो ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट को हमरो हेल्प करे एवं सेही ग्रोथ डेवलपमेंट हमरो जेटा होची इंडिविजुअल्स विदाउट स्पेशल कंडीशन ऑफ स्टिमुलेशन हमर से समय स्टिमुलेशन किछ दरकार होएनी एक्स्ट्रा स्टिमुलेशन मीन्स कथा जदी हम देखिबा आमे जदी स्किनर थ्योरी देखिया सेडी स्टिमुलेशन होची खाइबाटा जेमती बेल बाजिया प्रथमे बेल बजा गला तापरे संगे संगे खाइबा दिया गला संगे संगे तार जीवर सेलिबा आसिला तापरे एमती रिपीटेड वे रे कंडीशन करिया परे परे आउट लास्ट फाइनल समय कोन करा गला बेल बजा दिया गला किंतु खाइबा आसिला नै किंतु तार जीवर किंतु तार सेलिबा आसिला। तो सेहीटा सेतले कोन हला ना सेहीटा अनकंडीशनल स्टिमुलस को कंडीशनल स्टिमुलस हेगला कोनटा फ्रॉम ये खाइबाटारू बेलटा काहे बेल बाजिबा साथरे से कंडीशनल हे गला जे नाइ बेल बाजिला माने खाइबाटा आसीबो किंतु हमर मैच्योरेशन रे किछि सेठी स्टिमुलस दरकार नै हमर मैच्योरेशन धीरे धीरे हबो हमर ठीक जिंस गुडा डे बाय डे हमर लर्निंग भी हमर धीरे धीरे होई जाय चलतो। तो एठी जिंस लेखा हेछि सेति पई जे मैच्योरेशन इज ए प्रोसेस ऑफ ग्रोथ एंड डेवलपमेंट which takes place regularly in the individual without special conditions of the stimulus such as training and practice. आमे जदि गोटे देखिबा देन हमर टाइप्स ऑफ लर्निंग तम पाखरे सब हार्ड तम माने मटेरियल्स जे रिसीव करिछो इग्नोर तम पाखरे हार्ड कॉपी मटेरियल्स अछि ना सॉफ्ट कॉपी मटेरियल्स अछि
हार्ड कॉपी
हार्ड कॉपी ओके जदि तुम माने देखुथबो ए चैप्टर ए ब्लॉक 3 जदि खुली के देखुथबो ताले भलो इट हैज बीन क्लियरली नोटेड डाउन और क्लियरली रिटन डाउन इट इन योर ब्लॉक 3 पेपर ए जे मु जेटा पढौछि एबे लर्निंग टुवर्ड्स द हायर एजुकेशंस एरो एडी मेंशन है सब जिंस का मु से तारो कंसाइज फॉर्म करके ताकू माने जे मैटर गुलो तमरो जानिया दरकार बुझिया दरकार एक्चुअली दिस इज ए काउंसलिंग क्लास दिस इज नॉट एक्चुअली एज ए जनरल क्लास नॉट लाइक दैट you people have any faces problem then you may freely ask this is actually the system of this actually counseling class this is not a general class but rather I am teaching to you I am as like the general class jodi sethi pai mu puni thora audare कहूची if you have any problem any doubt because I think that you people have already gone through the chapters or the content in this block so higher education ro MES-15 जोटा block 3 जोटा बुझा पडुची मो सही चैप्टर टा ब्लॉक 3 रो अंडरस्टैंडिंग टुवर्ड्स द एक्चुअली हायर एजुकेशन मो ब्लॉक 3 टा पढौची सेलो चारिटा ब्लॉक अछि बोधे ना केटा ब्लॉक मु जानि नि जेटा ब्लॉक 3 मु पढौची एटा ब्लॉक 3 रो देखो इठी छै जे टाइप्स ऑफ लर्निंग या पर आसीबी मु पास्ट पढेली व्हाट इज लर्निंग देन व्हाट इज द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन द लर्निंग एंड कांसेप्ट माने डिफरेंट कांसेप्ट को किमती लर्निंग को माने कोरिलेशन अछि किमती एनहांस करूछ किमती ताको इनकॉर्पोरेट करा जाय परिबो किमती ताको माने इंस्टेंट दउछ किंतु गत प्रथमे गोटा कथा कहली जे होउची हमरो मैच्योरेशन कथा कहली जे मैच्योरेशन रो से जगह रे किंतु किछि स्टिमुलस देखो करूनी आ गोटे मु लेखिली जे इंट्रिंसिक मोटिवेशंस इंट्रिंसिक मोटिवेशंस गोटे कहिथिले आ गोटे होउची तमरो इनहेरिटेंस जोटा हमरो जीन रो आसुची बा हमरो जेनरेशन टू जेनरेशन गोटे जोटा आमे मु कहउथिले नियाटा लागिले हम हातटा आमे सरके दउछु तो मशाटा कामड़िले हम सेटा ऑलरेडी हम अछि जीन भितरे हमर तो सेई जे different type of the concept किमिति लर्निंग को से माने हेल्प करूची this is the relation between the different concept of learning in between learning and concept मुरा पढेलिया पूर्व प्रथमे पढे लर्निंग कोन तापर पढे लर्निंग एंड concept तापर पढुची तापर मु पढौची एठी the different types of learning are you getting my point hello
Yes, sir.
okay mu gote पढौची एठी एबे जे different type of the learning I have been written down here the 6 type of learning here one cognitive psychomotor affective concomitant learning discrimination learning and principles learning mu पढौची हां जोटा मु पूर्वरु एबे कहि देछि ऑलरेडी कॉग्निटिव कथा मु कहिछि ब्लूम टैक्सोनॉमी साइकोमोटर कथा मु कहिछि एफेक्टिव कथा कहिछि तीनटा जिंस नुआ हमर एठी आसी जुड़िला सेटा होछि कॉन्कमिटेंट लर्निंग आ गोटे पढेले डिस्क्रिमिनेट लर्निंग आ गोटे पढौछि एबे प्रिंसिपल्स लर्निंग बुझा पडुछि कोन कहली कॉग्निटिव लर्निंग साइकोमोटर लर्निंग एफेक्टिव लर्निंग आउ कॉन्कमिटेंट लर्निंग आउ डिस्क्रिप्शन लर्निंग आउ प्रिंसिपल लर्निंग ओके first if I am before proceeding to this cognitive different type of develop types of learning I am asking one questions what is cognitive is anybody can tell to me that what is cognitive के कहि परिबो कि एठी अछि हमरो जते जन पार्टिसिपेट जॉइन करिचो मते कैन एनीबॉडी टेल टू मी व्हाट डज मीन द कॉग्निटिव लर्निंग और व्हाट डज मीन द कॉग्निटिव किछि भी जदी आईडिया अछि तो कहि पारो ओके नो रेस्पॉन्स मो जस्ट गोटे कहि दउची जे कॉग्निटिव कथा जदी हमें कथा जदी कहिबा कॉग्निटिव कथा होउची हमरो होउची जे हमरो किमती मेंटल डेवलपमेंट हमर हेई पारिबो हमरो गोटे पिलार डिफरेंट ईयर रे किमिति हमें मेंटल डेवलपमेंट करि पारिबा डिफरेंट एज ऑफ ईयर रे 0 to 2 2 to 4 4 to 8 2 to 4 4 to 6 and 6 to 8 किमिति डिफरेंट एज रे पिलार किमिति डिफरेंट हमरो मेंटल डेवलपमेंट हुए सेटा हमरो कॉग्निटिव लर्निंग हमको कुए जे डिफरेंट एज रे डिफरेंट लर्निंग केमिति करे साइकोमोटर जदी हमें कथा कहिबा साइकोमोटर जे हमरो पिला कॉग्निटिव मेंटल डेवलपमेंट छात्र हमरो किमिति हमरो साइकोलॉजिक माने साइकोमोटर किमिति करूछि साइकोमोटर कथा जदी कथा कहिबा मोटर एबिलिटी माने गोटे कामटा सिकिया पर दाउ किमिति तार एप्लीकेबल करूछि किमिति व्यवहारिक हिसाब रे ताको व्यवहार करूछि ताको किमिति ताको जदी सपोज मु साइकेल ड्राइविंग टा पाठर जानली जे ड्राइविंग रो रूल रेगुलेशन किंतु जतले मु ड्राइविंग करिया समय सेटा अप्लाई करूछि बा यूज करूछि सेतले मोर साइकोमोटर डेवलपमेंट होउछि बुझा पडुछि मु कोन कहली सपोज मु टीवी टा किमिति खुला जाय मु तार ये मैनुअल पढिली जतले टीवी खराब हेले खोली पारुथली खोली पारिबी जतले मोर सेही स्किल टा जणा पडिबो जे मोर साइकोमोटर डेवलपमेंट हेइछि कि प्रॉपर्ली हेइ एबिति इफेक्टिव कथा कहिबा जतले हमरो जिनसोटा होउछि इफेक्टिव कथाटा होउछि जे हमर कॉग्निटिव जदि हम पढि देलु सेटा होउछि हमर मेंटल डेवलपमेंट हमर किमिति माइंड डेवलपमेंट होउछि एज बाय वाइज साइकोमोटर हमें कहिले कोन ना हमर मेंटल छात्र किमिति हमें से नॉलेज टा जानिले ताको किमिति व्यवहारिक ऊपर हमें व्यवहार करि परिबा सेटा होउछि हमरो साइकोमोटर इफेक्टिव होउछि माने कोन होउछि हमरो बोथ हमरो फिजिकली एवं मेंटली दीटा जतले हमें डेवलप करि परिबा को काम थ्रू को नॉन जोडे एप्लीकेबिलिटी रे सेतले हमर इफेक्टिव हमें कहि परिबा दीटा हमर जतले जिंसो हमर यूज होउछि हमर व्यवहार करि परिबा माने हमर मेंटल कथाडा एज वेल एज हमर स्किल कथाडा देखिबा बा प्रैक्टिकल कथा देखिबा थ्योरी एंड प्रैक्टिकल जते हमें दुई जण दीटा जिंस हमें व्यवहार हे पारुछि सेतले हमर इफेक्टिव लर्निंग हमें कहिबा हमें सो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन लर्निंग होउछि हमर कोन के जानिछो कॉन्कमिटेंट लर्निंग कोन प्रिंसिपल लर्निंग कोन have anybody gone through this learning system concomitant learning discrimination learning and principal learning okay concomitant learning बा discrimination learning जदि principal learning कथा कहिबा जे हमरो डिफरेंट स्टेजेस रे हमरो प्राइमरी एजुकेशन हो सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन हो बा हमरो हायर एजुकेशन हो एई डिफरेंट स्टेजेस ऑफ एजुकेशन सिस्टम रे गोटे स्टूडेंट्स किमिति लर्न करूची बा लर्नर किमिति लर्न करूची एई तीनटा लर्निंग सिस्टम रे हम देखले आमे जानि परिबो कोन होची कनकमिटेड लर्निंग डिस्क्रिमिनेशन लर्निंग आ कोन प्रिंसिपल लर्निंग सेटा आगु को अछि आमे नेक्स्ट स्लाइड को बोले जाना पड़िबो फैक्टर्स अफेक्टिंग लर्निंग मोर पीपीटी सब विजिबल होची हां कि ना अरे यस और नो
Yes, sir.
ओके मु जे पढौची बुझी पारुछ ना कन्फ्यूजन होछ तमे माने
नहीं सर बुझी होची
ओके सो मु जे डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ लर्निंग कहली एबे होची मोर फैक्टर्स अफेक्टिंग लर्निंग व्हाट आर द फैक्टर्स actually is affecting for the as learning system of any individual learner आमे समस्त लर्नर आमे समस्त को जणे जणे लर्नर मु भी गोटे लर्नर तमे माने सब लर्नर आमे जो भी स्टेज रे थाउ गोटे छोटो छुआटार स्टार्ट करिकी गोटे रिटायर टीचर इवन गोटे सीनियर सिटीजन मध्य भी से भी मध्य इवन जे गोटे बेड रे भी पड़िथियो गोटे पेशेंट से भी लर्नर केमिति लर्नर ना छोटो छुआ जेमति घरे शिखुचंती मां बापा को देखिकी ता भाई भौणी देखिकी सानो पड़ी सेमती स्कूल आसले स्कूल रे देखुची शिखुची हायर एजुकेशनल हायर लेवल सिस्टम रे देखुची सेमिति आमे जो टीचर एबे पढ़ेवा समय रे आमे भी लर्न केमति करूचे मु भी जणा गोटे असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर गोटे नवकृष्ण चौधरी कॉलेज ऑफ टीचर एजुकेशन बीडी गवर्नमेंट बीडी कॉलेज जोटा अनुगुल रे अछि मु सेठी जणे असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर हिसाब रे एबे मो सर माने मो प्रोफेशन रे मु अछि तो आमे भी एबे मु सदा बेले मो पिला को कुए क्लासरूम रे जे मु होउची सबुठो अधिका शिकिबार मो पाखरे स्कोप अछि काहे कि ना सपोज मो आगे 50 टा स्टूडेंट जदि मो क्लासरूम रे थिबो मो 50 टा माइंड मो आगे बसिछि आ मु होउची गुटे माइंड तो पिला माने तमे मो ठारो शिकियो ठारो मु तम ठारो अधिक शिकिबि एई दृष्टि रु काहे कि मो पाखरे 50 टा माइंड एठी अछ तमे 50 टा गुटे क्वेश्चन पचारले 50 टा आइडिया मु पाइबि किंतु मो पाखकु सेई सेम क्वेश्चन जदि तमे पचारुथबो बा मु पढौथिबि ताले मु 4टा 5टा मैक्सिमम 10टा आइडिया देबि किंतु तुमको जदि मु गुटे गुटे सिंगल आंसर आइडिया जदि देई पारुछ ताले 50 टा पिला पाखरु मु 50 टा आइडिया मु पाई परिबि बुझा पड़ुछि मु कोन कहली तो सेही दृष्टि रु लर्निंग हमरो होउछि हमरो is a different factors affecting the our learning so what are the factors affecting learning जदि हमें पढिबा what are the factors is being the actually the our learning system मु कहली हम डिफरेंट स्टेज रे किमति लर्निंग हमें करूचे हमर काम हमें करि पारुचे मोर टीचर हिसाब रे कहली किमति हमें लर्निंग इवनिंग हमें एज ए टीचर एज ए असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर हमें जदि कहबा ताहले हमें को को टाइप रो हमर आउरी हमर लर्निंग होउची सपोज हमें शुद्ध खाली पाठ पढौने आमे कारिकुलर छात्र हमर एकेडमिक छात्र नॉन एकेडमिक बा को कारिकुलर छात्र भी हमें काम करिया पडुछ तमे माने भी जदि केही प्रोफेशनल थिबो टीचर प्रोफेशन रे बा आगु केही हबो सो तमे माने भी सेही भले देखिबो शुद्ध खाली एकेडमिक पाठ पढेबाडा शुद्ध नुह ता छात्र तमरो how to write a suppose a official letter to a concerned department of your concerned department or suppose how to organize a sports how to organize a games how to organize a quiz competition how to organize a seminar how to organize a conference how to organize a debate competition how to organize a essay competition every aspects jodi ame domain dekhiba learning system ro ba organization ro you have to touch up this if you involve all the things in your organizations where the you people will definitely or in future serve or maybe suppose you are serving now so these different angles or different aspects of your academic journey of your life if you will pursue in different angle suppose in different aspect and definitely you will learn so many things from the different aspects whether you whether it may be games whether it may be the suppose the game quiz it may be whether supposed to the organization any debate competitions so even if you are organizing any suppose a series of lecture or maybe talk on any topic suppose any be 20 talk supposed to that so on that also we also can learn so many things so that's why what I am going to tell here suppose even if I am after retirement also what the things are left to learn suppose many more things also left to learn because learning is not a ending learning is a always is a ongoing process till to the last breath of our human being lives ଆମର ଶେଷ ନିଶ୍ୱାସ ପର୍ଯ୍ୟନ୍ତ ଆମର ଲର୍ନିଂ ଅଛି गोटे छोट पिलाटार भी गोटे आम शिखार अच्छी छोट पिलाटा केमती कथा होची केमती खाऊची ତାର ଖାଇବା ଶୈଳୀ କେମିତି, କଥା କହିବାର ଶୈଳୀ କେମିତି, ସେ କେମିତି ନାଚୁଛି, ସେମିତି କେମିତି ଗୀତ ଗାଉଛି, ସେ କେମିତି କଥା ହଉଛି, ଗୋଟେ ଏତେ ଛୋଟ ବୟସରେ କେତେ ସୁନ୍ଦର କଥା ହେଇପାରୁଛି। ତ ଲର୍ନିଂ ଇଜ ନଟ୍ ଏ ଏଣ୍ଡିଂ, ଇଟ୍ ଇଜ ଏ ଲାଇଫ ଲଙ୍ଗ ପ୍ରୋସେସ। ଲର୍ନିଂ ଯଦି ଆମେ କଥା କହିବା, ଆମର ଯେତେ ଦିନ ଜୀବନ ଅଛି ସେତେ ଦିନ ଆମର ଲର୍ନିଂ କରିବା। ତ ଏଇ ଲର୍ନିଂ ସମୟରେ ଆମର କଣ କଣ ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟର କାମ କରେ, ସ୍ପେଶାଲି ଆମେ ଏଠି ପଢୁଛେ ଲର୍ନିଂ ଇନ୍ ହାୟର ଏଜୁକେସନ। ଆମେ ହାୟର ଏଜୁକେସନ ସମୟରେ ବା ହାୟର ଏଜୁକେସନ କୁ ଆମକୁ ଗ୍ରାସ କରିବାକୁ ହେଲେ, ହାୟର ଏଜୁକେସନ କୁ ଜାଣିବାକୁ ହେଲେ, ବୁଝିବାକୁ ହେଲେ ଆମର ଲର୍ନିଂ ଟାଇପ ବା ପ୍ୟାଟର୍ନ କୁ ଜାଣିବାର ଅଛି। ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ different type of aspects को but different type of the opportunity को हमें grab करी परिबा हायर एजुकेशन सिस्टम, हायर एजुकेशन को जेतले हमें जीवा बा हायर एजुकेशन ले पढिबा बा हायर एजुकेशन को परस्यू करिबा बा हायर एजुकेशन कोन अछि, जे पिला माने तांका पाखर लर्निंग कोन, लर्निंग कांसेप्ट कोन, लर्निंग पैटर्न्स कोन जानिले पिला माने जानि करे जे ए जिंस गुला इज अवेलेबल इन आवर हायर एजुकेशन सिस्टम और these things are there, so we have to take an out from our system. When I will be pursuing in my higher education, I will be taken out these things from my system actually. So what are the factors here? The maturations, motivation, psychological needs, self concept, level of aspirations, goal, interest, study and work habits. So these are the factors. Maturation केमिति ना जेतेटा देखिबो आमे जानिछे जेतेटा जे मैच्योर आमे कहूनु जे हमरो सर्विस ऑफ टीचिंग एक्सपीरियंस बा मोर जदी एज ए टीचर हिसाब रे कहबी, I have a teaching experience in these colleges only suppose 2.5 years supposed to that. But some of the colleagues in this my institute, they have the teaching experience also more than 10 years or more than 20 years, even more than 25 years. So who will be the more knowledgeable if you'll compare in the context of maturations? Definitely the teachers who have experiences more than 25 teaching experience of year of teaching experience is will be more knowledgeable as compared to the teachers who has the teaching experience 2.5 years or suppose 2 years or only 1 year. So that's why maturation is a instincting factors for for grabbing or from the taking the different learning theory or learning concept or learning points or to serving as a professional in suppose any educational system. So like the motivations, ମୁଁ ଯେତେଟା ଇନଷ୍ଟିକ୍ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଇନଷ୍ଟିକ୍ ମୋଟିଭେସନ ଥାଏ, ମୋ ଭିତରୁ ଯୋଉ ମୋଟିଭେସନଟା ଆସିବ ଇନଷ୍ଟିକ୍ ମୋଟିଭେସନ୍ସ, ମୋର ଯଦି ପାଠ ପଢିବାର ଇଚ୍ଛା ନଥିବ ମୋ ଭିତରୁ, ମତେ ଯେତେ ଜୋର ଜବରଦସ୍ତି ଯଦି ମୋର ସାର୍ କୁହନ୍ତୁ, ମ୍ୟାଡାମ କୁହନ୍ତୁ, ମୋର ବାପା ମା କୁହନ୍ତୁ, ମୋର ସାଙ୍ଗ ବି କହିଲେ ବି ମୁଁ ପାଠ ପଢିବି ନାହିଁ। ଯଦି ମୋ ମନ ଭିତରେ ବସି ଯାଇଥିବ ନାହିଁ ମତେ ପାଠ ପଢିବାର ଅଛି, ମତେ ଏମଏ ଇନ୍ ଏଜୁକେସନ ଭଲ ନମ୍ବର ଲବାର ଅଛି, ମତେ ଏମଏ ଇନ୍ ଏଜୁକେସନ କରିକି ମୁଁ ନେଟ୍ ବଜେଇବି, ତାପରେ ମୁଁ ହାୟର ଏଜୁକେସନ କୁ ଆହୁରି ଆଗକୁ ପିଏଚଡି କରିବି, ତାପରେ ମୁଁ ପିଏଚଡି ରେ ନେଟ୍ ସାଥିରେ ଜେଆରଏଫ୍ ଲଗେଇବି, ପିଏଚଡି ଆଡମିସନ କରିବା ପରେ ମୁଁ ଫେଲୋସିପ ପାଇବି, ମୁଁ ଭଲ ଇନଷ୍ଟିଚ୍ୟୁଟରେ ପିଏଚଡି କରିବି, then I will crack my assistant professor job in college maybe or suppose university. So these motivation if you have, then you can do excellence in your MN educations. Are you getting my point? Or you will excel in your NET examination system, or you will excel in your further higher academic journey in your life, maybe PhD, maybe postdoc. So that's why the motivations is always works for the learning actually. Whatever the actually level of learning, maybe it may be happen to the secondary or maybe higher secondary, but we are talking here is a higher education. So as concern in our higher education, if you have our motivations, then anybody or any learner can excel in his or her academic journey of life of the higher education. So that's why the motivation is a important factor to motivate ourselves to excellence for our academic journey of life or academic what I am going to tell academic organization as the academic our higher educations. Even if the psychological needs means if you have the my mental my what the actually the children or what the actual learner is demanding in higher education, what type of they have the interested, what type they have the need actually. So on the basis of this need or on the basis priority of this they are interested, we have to certain type of the plan for the suppose the content for the suppose the our curriculum framework in our higher education system, so that we can serve betterly towards our the learner of our any higher education system. It may be supposed to the any graduation of any courses, maybe BA in education, suppose the MA in education, or maybe BSc or MSc in any courses, suppose physics, chemistry. So in even PhD also. So what are the different level of interested in different ages, for different ages, and what they are actually, suppose a student is taking admission in MA in education. So what type of the course or content can be taken out for teaching to the students? So they're like, suppose that this unit have included in your MA system, because this unit has relevancy. That's why it has included in your system or in your MA courses. So on the basis of your needs, or on the basis of your, suppose the learner who you will take the admission in MN education, so IGNOU has frame out the certain syllabus. That syllabus will fulfill the psychological needs of the our learner who is going to be take admission, or who has been taken admission in MN education. So self concept also. If my concept or self concept is not a clear idea, not have a clear idea, clear concept, I cannot take anything properly from my higher education, or throwing my journey in higher education. I can't take the things systematically if I don't have the clear self concept. Are you getting my point? So self concept is a very much important to excellence my higher education or in my higher education journey. So level of experience, what type of level of experience do you have? It depends upon the level of aspiration, your level of learning will be motivated or will be result out. ଯେମିତି ତମର aspiration level ହବ ସେଇ ଭଳିଆ ତମର learning ବି ସେଇ ଭଳିଆ ହବ. Also goal, interest, also you have to be fix up your goals, because without aiming or without fixed out any goals or any interested, we cannot excellence or we cannot perform any excellence results in our higher education system. So the level of aspirations, goals, or interested, these things should be there when we are taking admissions in any higher education courses. So this should be there actually. So motivations, maturations, even if psychological needs, self concept, level of aspiration, goal, interest should be there when a student is taking admissions in the higher educations. Are you getting my point? अरे बुझा पड़ुची मु कोन कहूची? Hello, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is my PPT is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. देखो ये टाइप्स ऑफ लर्निंग जोटा मु कहूथली कॉग्निटिव कथाटा होची हमरो, इट इज ऑल अबाउट आवर the relationship between different ideas, phenomena, even if learning systems বা ଆମର different ages ରେ ଆମେ କେମିତି ଆମ mental development ହଉଛି, how our mental development is being going to be happen or going to be organized in a systematic way in different ages. जोटा ମୁଁ कहूଥିଲି that is all about our cognitive learning. ବୁଝା ପଡିଲା ମୁଁ କଣ କହିଲି? Am I audible? Okay, psychomotor କଥା যেটা कहूଥିଲି ଯେ such for example যেটা ମୁଁ कहूଥିଲି, suppose ମୁଁ ସାଇକେଲ ଚଲେଇବା ଶିଖିଛି manual book ରେ, বা stitching tailoring ମୁଁ ଜାଣିଛି କେମିତି ସିଲେଇ କରିବା ପାଇଁ, କିନ୍ତୁ until unless when I will not practice in a practical way, or when I will not attain in a practical way that theoretical knowledge, then we cannot say that my psychomotor learning is being happened, or it has been already, or it is going to be happened. We cannot say until unless if you will not do such type of practical things, what the things have already taken out as a theory experiences or as a theoretical knowledge. When the theoretical knowledge we transfers our practical knowledge as a form of, suppose the bicycling, riding bicycling, suppose knowledge of cycle, how to ride a cycle I have read out, but when I am riding the cycle in a systematic way with the following all the norms or rule and regulations, then we can attain that our psychomotor learning is being attended. Like the teaching, playing badminton are example also the learning different type of the psychomotor learning. Are you getting my point? So the effective learning, the next is that effective जोटा मु कहूथली जे when the psychomotor and our cognitive, these both theory and practice will be practiced, or this will be organized. So then we can also call that, or we can say that effective learning is being organized or may happen with any learner. Okay, so that's why like the fear, love, patience, dislike, instant learning involving emotion, feeling, this type of learning is called a effective learning. So when theory and practical both the things are being organized in a student's mind or any learner mind, then we can say that the effective learning is being happened. Concomitant learning जोड़ा मु कहूली एबे पूर्वरु जेटा एटा हम आगको स्लाइड रे अछि. So concomitant learning होछि हमर कोन ना जदि हमें देखिबा children रो जेले value, attitude, sentiment from the behavior their parents or other member of the family এই জিনিসগুলো যেতলে সে শিখুছি সেতলে এই concomitant learning টা অর্গানাইজ হଉଛି. যেমতি সাপোজ ଦେଖିବ what type of the actually values we learn from our parents. Suppose the well mannered, honest, diligent, helpful. So this type of the our common values we taken out from our actually elders, maybe elders of our family, or from also our taken parents of our in our family. So concomitant learning means when we will take the this type of the values from our elder members of our family or maybe parents, then concomitant learning will be organized. So discrimination learning कोन ना जदि हमें देखिबा जे हमरो गैगनी रो इटा होची त हमर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन लर्निंग गोटे कहै हितला ताकर से देथिले जे बिफोर कॉन्सेप्ट लर्निंग आसीबा पूर्वरु हमरो जदि गोटे कॉन्सेप्ट वन जदि गोटे लर्निंग कॉन्सेप्ट जदि सेही सेम कॉन्सेप्ट हमें आउ गोटे कॉन्टेक्स्ट लेवल रो सेही कॉन्सेप्ट को डेवलप करि पाले माइंड रे बा पढि पाले बा जानि पाले बा बुझि पाले ताहले if the concept have already learned already on comparison discussion can follow easily. It means যদি মু যদি কনসেপ্ট সাপোজ মতে ভাবো যে ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମର ସପୋଜ କାଠ ଚୁଲିରେ ଆମେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଭାତଟା ବସେଇବା ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ଆମର କେତେବେଳେ ଚୁଲି ଲିଭି ଯାଉଛି ଆମେ ଲିଭିବା ସମୟରେ କଣ କରୁଛେ ଫୁଙ୍କୁଛେ କାହିଁକି ନା ସେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଅକ୍ସିଜେନ ଟା କ୍ୟାରି ଆମେ ସପ୍ଲାଇ ଦଉଛେ ସେଇ ଅକ୍ସିଜେନ ଟା ଦବା ପରେ ସେ ନିଆଁଟା ଜଳୁଛି ତାହେଲେ ଆମେ ସେଇଠି କନସେପ୍ଟ ଡେଭଲପ ହେଲା କଣ ନା ନିଆଁ ଦେଲେ ଏବେ ଅକ୍ସିଜେନ ଦେଲେ ଆମର ନିଆଁ ଜଳିବାର ସହାୟତା କରେ ସେଇ କନସେପ୍ଟଟାକୁ ଆମେ ନେଇକି ଆମେ କଣ କରିପାରିବା ନା ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ଦେଖୁଥିବା ଯେତେବେଳେ କୌଣସି ଜାଗାର ନିଆଁ ଜଳୁଥିବ ମେ ବି ବା ନିଭି ଯାଇଥିବ ତାକୁ ଜଳେଇବା ଦରକାର ଅଛି ସେଇ କନସେପ୍ଟଟା ସେଇ ଆଇଡିଆଟା ଆମେ ଆଉ କୌଣସି ଜାଗାରେ କୌଣସି ଜିନିଷ ଜଳେଇବା ପାଇଁ ହେଲେ ଆମେ ସେଇଟାକୁ ୟୁଜ କରିପାରିବା ତାହେଲେ ସେଟା ଗୋଟେ କନସେପ୍ଟ ଗୋଟେ କଣ୍ଟେକ୍ସଟରେ ଆମେ ଜାଣିଥିଲୁ କିନ୍ତୁ ସେଇ କନସେପ୍ଟଟାକୁ ଆମେ डिफरेंट कॉन्टेक्स्ट में अप्लाई कर पाले ताले सेटा होची कोन ना डिस्क्रिमिनेशन लर्निंग बुझा पडुची देन हमें आसीबा प्रिंसिपल्स लर्निंग व्हाट डज इट मीन द प्रिंसिपल्स लर्निंग प्रिंसिपल लर्निंग माने कोन होची ना जेतले लर्निंग हमरो common feature identify and generalize in a letter commonly relation noted and generalized in the former हमर हम कहबा जे कॉन्सेप्ट लर्निंग भले ही प्रिंसिपल लर्निंग किंतु हमर प्रिंसिपल लर्निंग कोन ना गुटे कॉन्टेक्स्ट रे जोडे जेतला सिखिले हमें जरा आउ गुटे जगह अप्लाई करूछे से जे प्रिंसिपल्स हमें जानिले तार कोन कोन प्रिंसिपल्स अप्लाई होउची जे जगह हेई पारुची गुटे कॉन्टेक्स्ट हम सही सेम प्रिंसिपल आउ गुटे कॉन्टेक्स्ट अप्लाई करूछे ताले सेहीटा को कहबा हमें प्रिंसिपल्स लर्निंग ओके हमर गोटे देखो एडी गोटे होची जे फैक्टर्स अफेक्टिंग लर्निंग पर हमर गोटे स्लाइड अछि टीचर्स रिलेटेड व्हाट आर द टीचर रिलेटेड द थिंग्स ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ टीचर व्हाट टाइप ऑफ द टीचर क्वालिटी और टीचर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ए लर्नर के लर्न बेटरली इन बेटर वे so the things is here teachers personality kimti how the teachers have the personality or how the teacher is behaving with the students during his delivering of the lectures so teacher personality is one of the factors or component to managing the classes or to delivering his or her own content in a better way to the into the classroom so that's why the teachers personally is a factors for a taking learning as a in a better way for any level of learner in the higher educations. So communication also is a factor. One of the teachers' communication is where we are talking about the all the teach component related to our teachers. Then our leadership style of the teachers, interpersonal relationship of the teacher with the learners, or teaching style. So these are the teacher related things which is being has a link up for the better performing in our higher educations of a by any learner. I am breaking for the few just 10 seconds. Okay, I am breaking for 10 seconds. Then I will continue again. I am breaking here for the only for the 10 seconds. So stay there. I have a many more slides. You can see there 44 slide actually is there. Just give me the 10-second time, then I will be coming again after while is 10 seconds.
हेलो
ହଁ ହ୍ୟାଲୋ
ତମକୁ କିଛି ଶୁଣା ଯାଉଛି?
ନାଇଁ ତ
Okay. Sorry to say, what actually I am teaching here the slide. Okay, teacher related. So what should be the teacher related the characteristics or teacher related the attributes towards the learning of the learner, different level attend for the good for good learning of the learner. What should be the teacher's attributes should have? So one is the teacher personality we are talking, and another is the communication skills of the teachers. যদি ଆମେ ଯଦି teacher ଆମେ ଅଛୁ ଆମେ ଏଠି ଯେତେ ଜଣ ପାର୍ଟିସିପେଣ୍ଟ ଅଛନ୍ତି କୋଉ ଏବେ ମୁଁ ଜାଣିପାରିବି କି କେଇ ଜଣ କେଉ ସବୁ ଜବ୍ କେଇ କରୁଛନ୍ତି ନା ସବୁ ଫ୍ରେଶର୍ସ ମାନେ କେଇ ଅଛ ଏଠି? ଆମର ଯେତେ ଜଣ ପାର୍ଟିସିପେଣ୍ଟ ଏବେ ଅଛ ଆମର ଏଠି ପ୍ରେଜେଣ୍ଟ ଷ୍ଟାଟସ୍ କଣ ମାନେ ମାନେ ହ୍ୱାଟ ଡୁ ୟୁ ଡୁ ଆଉ ଯଦି ମୁଁ ପଚାରିବି କଣ କର ଏବେ ତମ ମାନେ କିଛି କେଇ ଜବ୍ ରେ ଅଛ ନା ଏ ଫ୍ରେଶର୍ସ କେଇ ଛଣ ଅଛ?
फ्रेशर
ସମସ୍ତେ ଫ୍ରେଶର୍ସ ଆଉ ଯେ ପାର୍ଟିସିପେଣ୍ଟ ମାନେ ଅଛ ସବୁ ଫ୍ରେଶର୍ସ? Okay, so teacher's personality, and then second one is the communications. Then third one is the leadership style of a teachers. Leadership style means that if I am performing as a leadership style, means I should have the different skills. Skill of what? The skill of suppose the problem solving. Skill of the suppose my decision making. Skill of the my good learner. Skill of the my as a good teachers. Skill of my suppose to the communication skills. Skill of the my behavior supposed to that good behavior. So even if the skill of the mind, suppose the time discipline, skill of the mind, systematically work. So leadership, good leadership means that these attributes he or she should have actually. ଆମେ ଯଦି ଭଲ ଲିଡର କଥା କହିବା ଯଦି ଆମେ ଆଜି ଆମେ ଜାଣିଛେ ଆଜି ହେଲା ଆମର 6 ତାରିଖ ବୋଧେ ଆଜି yes, so yesterday ଆମର it was a birthday anniversary birth anniversary ଆମେ celebration କରୁଥିଲେ ଆମର ଅଛି former chief minister of our state ବିଜୁ ପଟ୍ଟନାୟକ. So ବିଜୁ ପଟ୍ଟନାୟକ ଆମେ କହୁଛେ ଗୋଟେ good leader of our state of Odisha. He was ମାନେ good leader ଆମେ କହୁଛେ ତାକୁ କାହିଁକି ନା ତାଙ୍କର ଯେ ଭିଜନ୍ସ ତାଙ୍କର ଯେ ମିଶନ୍ସ ବା ତାଙ୍କର ଯେ ଲିଡରସିପ ର ଯେତିକି କ୍ୱାଲିଟି ଗୋଟେ ଡିସିସନ ଲବାର ହଉ ଗୋଟେ ଗେଦାର କୁ ଆଡ୍ରେସ କରିବାକୁ ହଉ ଗୋଟେ ପିପଲ ଅଫ ଗେଦାର କୁ ଗୋଟେ ତାର ଟକ୍ ଦବାକୁ ହଉ ତାର କଥା କହିବା ଶୈଳୀ ହଉ ବା ତାର ଗୋଟେ କାମ କରିବା ଷ୍ଟାଇଲ ହଉ ତାର ଅଲ ଦ ଏକ୍ସପେକ୍ଟସ କୁ ଆମେ ଦେଖିବା ତାକୁ ଗୋଟେ ଭଲ ଲିଡର କହୁଛେ ପଲିଟିକାଲ ଇଏ ମାଇଲେଜ କୁ ଦେଖିକି ତାର ପଲିଟିକାଲ ବ୍ୟାକଗ୍ରାଉଣ୍ଡ ତାର ପଲିଟିକାଲ କୁ କ୍ୱାଲିଟି କୁ ଦେଖିକି ତ ସେଇଭଳି ଆମେ ଯଦି ଗୋଟେ ଭଲ ଲିଡର ହବା ଚାହିଁବା ଟିଚର ହିସାବରେ ଆମର ଏକାଡେମିକ ଜାର୍ନି ଅଫ ଲାଇଫ ରେ ଆମର ହାୟର ଏଜୁକେସନ ଆମେ ସାର୍ଭ କରୁଥିବା କୌଣସି ଜାଗାରେ ତାହେଲେ ଆମର ସେଇଭଳିଆ ଲିଡରସିପ ଷ୍ଟାଇଲ ଆମର ରହିବା ଦରକାର ଅଛି ଯୋଉ ଲିଡରସିପ ଷ୍ଟାଇଲ ଏବେ କହୁଥିଲି ମୋର ଡିସିସନ ମେକିଂ କ୍ରିଟିକାଲ ଥିଙ୍କିଂ ପ୍ରୋବ୍ଲେମ ସଲଭିଂ এইଭଳିଆ ସ୍କିଲ୍ ମୋ ପାଖରେ ଆମର ରହିବା ଦରକାର ଅଛି। ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ପଢୁଥିଲି ଏବେ ଆଉ ଗୋଟେ ଅଛି ଯେ ଇଣ୍ଟରପର୍ସନାଲ ରିଲେସନସିପ ଅଫ ଦ ଟିଚର ୱିଥ ଦ ଲର୍ନର। ମାନେ ଟିଚର ଛାତ୍ର ଲର୍ନର ର ଗୋଟେ ଇଣ୍ଟରପର୍ସନାଲ ରିଲେସନସିପ ହବ ମାନେ ଟିଚର କେବେ ମାନେ ଭାବିବା ଦରକାର ନେଭର ମାନେ behave or never think like that I don't have any learning points or any learning things from the student side. It should be not like this. Because what actually I have quoted here before sometimes that I am now a good learner, even if because when I was a student, I did not suppose as a like good learner, but now after entering my teaching professions as a as a assistant professor, when I enter in this college, then I think I have been performing as a good learner. Why? Because when I used to as a teacher as a students, that time what actually the teacher is taught to me, or what the book the actually is giving to me, that the parameter, or that the level or that the actually sources who actually was there only for the my learning sources. But when I am performing as a teachers for the students, now my sources is being going to be very wide. Why? If you ask, because I have been addressing the different level of learner when I am deliver the lectures, or my teaching learning point in my classrooms. So that's why the interpersonal relationship with the learners of with teacher is very important, because the good tuning with the learners, or good relationship with the learner, if we as a teacher we can develop in the classroom, then I can teach my content in a better way, in a certain particular time being, or I can deliver certain content in a particular time being framework to the students. Because ମୋ ପାଖରେ 40 ମିନିଟର କ୍ଲାସରେ ମତେ ବହୁତ ଜିନିଷ ପଢେଇବାର ଅଛି। ଯଦି ମୋର ଇଣ୍ଟରପର୍ସନାଲ ରିଲେସନସିପ, ମୁଁ ଯଦି ପିଲାର ଲେଭେଲ ଜାଣିଲି, ପିଲାର ଇଣ୍ଟରେଷ୍ଟ କଣ ଜାଣିନି, ପିଲାର ନିଡ୍ସ କଣ ଜାଣିନି, different level of learner ଯେ କେମିତି what type of different level of learner are they are here in my classroom, suppose ମୁଁ ଯଦି ନ ଜାଣିବି ନ ବୁଝିବି, ତାହେଲେ କୋଉଠି ନା କୋଉଠି ମୋର କଣ୍ଟେଣ୍ଟ ଲିଙ୍କ ଅପ୍ ହେଇପାରିବ ନାହିଁ, କଣ୍ଟେଣ୍ଟ ସାଥିରେ ମୋର ପିଲା ହାତରେ ଲିଙ୍କ ହେଇପାରିବନି, ପିଲାଙ୍କ ହାତରେ ମୁଁ ବୁଝେଇ ପାରିବିନି, ମୁଁ କଣଟା ମୁଁ ପିଲାକୁ ପଢେଇବି, କେମିତି କଣଟା ଏଇ 45 ମିନିଟ୍ସରେ କେମିତି ପିଲାକୁ କ୍ଲାସ ନେବି, କଣଟା ବୁଝେଇବି, କଣଟା ପିଲା ବୁଝିବେ ମୋ ଠାରୁ, ବୁଝିବା ପରେ କେମିତି ପିଲା ତାର ଅଣ୍ଡରଷ୍ଟାଣ୍ଡିଂ କଣ କ୍ଲିୟର ହବ, ଏଇ ଜିନିଷଟା ଯଦି ମୁଁ ନ ଜାଣିବି ନ ବୁଝିବି, ତାହେଲେ କୋଉଠି ନା କୋଉଠି ମୋର ପଢେଇବା ଭିତରେ ଆଉ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଜାଣିବା ଭିତରେ ବହୁତ ନା କୋଉଠି ଗ୍ୟାପ ରହିଯିବ। ତ ସେଇ ଦୃଷ୍ଟିରୁ so there should have the interrelationship in between the teachers with the learners as always. And these things, I am not till today I have been practicing these things, that how can I deliver my content when I am taking a class. Suppose how can I deliver my content in a better way within a particular time of the period of time, or बोलते particular period of time, because मते 45 minutes रे मते क्लास लबार अछि, ଏବଂ ସେଇ 40 ମିନିଟ ମୁଁ କେମିତି ଭାଇବ୍ରେଣ୍ଟ ମୁଁ ଗୋଟେ ପଢେଇବି, କେମିତି ଏନର୍ଜେଟିକ ୱେରେ ପଢେଇବି ପିଲାଙ୍କୁ, ଯେତେ କି ପିଲାମାନେ କେବେ ନ ଫିଲ୍ କରନ୍ତୁ ଯେ ସାର୍ have come the class is with less prepare, or is less feeling as feel like as less energetic, because I if the students is finding any lacuna of my teaching practices, teaching learning practices, or my teaching behavior, then student or teacher or relationship कोडी ना कोडी ब्रेकडाउन हबो, एवं टीचर रो पढाइबा भितरे कोडी ना कोडी लूप होल जणा पडिछ। तो सेहिति पई मते पिलारो बा स्टूडेंट्स लर्नर रो तारो लेवल ऑफ लर्नर्स, लेवल ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, different type of needs, different type of तारो attitude, different type of the motivations, different type of the psychological needs, psychological imbalancing, सब कि जिंस को आखिर रखिकी मते कोनोसी भी कंटेंट पढाइबा पूर्वरु ए जिंसगला किंतु मो पाखरे रहिबा दरकार अछि। Our teaching style, what type of the teaching style or strategy I have been adapting for my learners. Suppose as for example, so for concern this context, I am quoting here example one. Suppose I am teaching a geographical content, suppose physical geography of the India, I am teaching as a student supposed to that. So for concern this content, if I am teaching this content to the students, then I should have the proper method. What this proper method? My proper method should be here for this content. Demonstration come discussion method. Maybe project method I can adapt, because through my projections, through my that audio visual aids, maybe suppose the how the mountain range is being framed out, or how the different plane and plateau is being developed, or how the island was there or is being developed. If the students I can show these things, then student will get betterly connecting the mechanism of the development of the plain, plateau, mountain ranges. So that's why the what content I have been taken out, and for this content, what the method I have been adapting, or how the way actually I am illustrating my the content, or how the I am introduce my the chapter, or what type of question I am asking through my delivering my content. These things should be taken up as a teacher when I am delivering any content for any level of the learners. Especially when I am attending or when I am teaching to the higher level of the learner in a higher education system, I should have very cautious because they have the maturity level, they have the experiences, they have already the learning experiences from different levels. So that's why to deliver the classrooms at higher education level as a teacher of higher educations, I should have many more the components, learning points, the attributes of the teachings, the methods should be well prepared well before entering the class for any higher education classroom in higher education levels. Okay, so teacher's personality, communications, leadership style of the lead teacher, interpersonal relationship, and teaching style should be there for teaching the any content at a higher education level. Then tax related. Okay, so tax related concept is there. So what the things actually I have with here, I have discussed in before sometimes that the math what type of the methods I should use for the students, what type of nature of the tasks I should taken out, what type of the teaching aids I should use. Suppose any audiovisual TLM, or it may be suppose any models, or suppose such for example I am quoting here. Suppose I am teaching to the students the hierarchy of needs of the needs Maslow hierarchy of needs I am teaching to the students. So there are basic needs are there, then the psychological needs are there, there the self-esteem is there the self-actualization is there. So love belongingness is there. So different the level of the needs if I will handling or I am this content for the classrooms. So I should have suppose the some graphical features I should taken out so that students can trace out the, what is the psychological, what level the psychological needs is being performing, whether it is the top level or whether it is being performing as a base level of the hierarchy of needs. If I will draw as a base like the pyramid supposed to that. If you look, suppose the needs of hierarchies are Maslow, the psychological needs will become first or basic needs, basic stage. And while we will talk about the self-actualizations, it will becomes in the our top level of the hierarchy of needs. So that's why what I am giving example here. So for the different type of the the teaching theory, learning theory maybe, or suppose I am teaching a concept, suppose the learning theory of the suppose Skinner. So for the Skinner, the stimulus response, how the stimulus and response is being has interrelationship. I can draw out a pictorial mode or draw the suppose the dog or suppose the food and bell, so that students can trace out betterly of hell betterly linked up for the teacher actually is delivering his or her own content in this context. This context means the learning theory of the Skinner. So that's why the different the teaching aids should have been used by the teacher when the teacher is handling the classrooms as a higher secondary level. Are you getting my point? Is my voice audible? Is my voice audible?
Yes, sir.
Is my PPT visible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the structure of the discipline means that how the different level of or how I have been the discipline is being maintaining in the classroom that should be taken out as for a teachers. Okay. So environment related the things, because why actually I am teaching these things, ଆମର different level of learning କୁ experience କରିବାକୁ ହେଲେ ବା learning କୁ taken up କରିବାକୁ ହେଲେ ଏଇ ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡ଼ା ହଉଛି ଆମର intervening factors ବା ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି ଆମର influencing factor ଯଦି କହିବା ଆମର not intervening but influencing factors. এইগুলা ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟର ଗୁଡାକୁ ଯଦି ଆମେ ଧ୍ୟାନ ଦବା ଏଇ ଫ୍ୟାକ୍ଟରକୁ ଯଦି ଆମେ ଧରିବା ରଖିବା ତାହେଲେ ଗୋଟେ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣର ଭଲ ଲର୍ଣ୍ଣିଂ କରିକି ଯିବ ଆମ ହାୟର ଏଜୁକେସନ ସିଷ୍ଟମରୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ବାହାରକୁ ଯିବ। ସେଇ ଦୃଷ୍ଟିରୁ ଆମର ଫିଜିକାଲ ଏନଭାୟରନମେଣ୍ଟ ମିନ୍ସ ଦ୍ୟାଟ ଆମର ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର ଅଫ ଦ କ୍ଲାସରୁମ୍ସ, whether the tables, chairs have organized in a systematic manner have or not before entering the class. I should check up at least that whether the sufficient number of table or chairs are there for the particular number of the students in this particular class. Whether the light, fan, suppose the accessible to the classrooms for the suppose the staircase, so may be supposed to that, or for the PWD students, is there suitable arrangement is are there or not, has to be taken care of by the teachers when the teacher is taking the class. Before taking the class, so as a teacher's consides, teacher have to be taken care of these things actually. So that's why in the context of the physical environment, it means that structure of the classrooms or the size of the suppose table chair, or maybe my suppose the podium of the positions, table chair positions, my how I am addressing to the students. So these things can be should be taken out, or should be considered taken considerations when I am going to be take the classes for any level for the higher level of the classes supposed to take. Socio-economic climate means that how the students teacher relationship climate is being maintaining or not in the classroom. That should be taken care of when I am teaching the content to the class. So now the approaches to the learning. What should be the approaches? Here I have mentioned the 6 approaches to the learning. Classical conditional educations, operation conditional, social learning, information processing, constructive approach, and then humanistic approach. Different approach of the learning are existing. Whether if you talk about the secondary level, primary level, because even it is being there in our higher education level. We are talking about here in higher education system. So far concern in higher educations, there are 6 approach to learning are there. So classic and conditional educations, operant conditioning, social learning, information processing, constructive approach, and humanistic approach are there. 6 type of the approach to learning are mentioned in this slide. Classical conditioning education, once again I am repeating. Operant conditional, social learning by the Bandura, you people have already read out. এই থিওরি মানে তোমানে পড়িছো হ্যাঁ কি নাই? গ্রাজুয়েশন প্লস 3 যারা এডুকেশন রখিছিল বা যে পিলা মানে বিডি করিছো বা যে মানে প্লস 3 এডুকেশন পড়িকি আসছো, নিশ্চিত ক্লাসিক্যাল কন্ডিশনাল থিওরি, অপারেন্ট কন্ডিশনাল থিওরি, সোশ্যাল লার্নিং থিওরি, কনস্ট্রাকটিভ আপ্রোচ আমি দেখিবা পিয়াজেড যেমনি জଣେ ଥିଲେ কনস্ট্রাকটিভ আপ্রোচ ର ଜଣେ প্রপোনেন্ট, yes or no? তো সেইভাবে আমার এইভাবে আপ্রোচ অফ লার্নিং তোমানে পড়িকি আসিছ, ମୁଁ ଆଶା କରିଥିବି ନିଶ୍ଚିତ ତମାନେ ଏଟା ପଢିକି ଥିବ, କାହିଁକି ଏହାର ସିଲେବସ ର ଅଲରେଡି ଗ୍ରାଜୁଏସନ ଯୋଉମାନେ ପଢିକି ଆସିଥିବ, ବିଇଡି ପାଠ ପଢିକି ଆସିଥିବ, ଅଲରେଡି ସେଇ ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡା ଏଇ ଜିନିଷ ଗୁଡା ଅଛି ତମର ଥିଲା ମଧ୍ୟ। ଓକେ, so far concerning about our classical conditioning, ଆମେ ଜାଣିଛେ classical condition ଆମେ ଦେଖିବାକୁ ହେଲେ ଆମେ ଆମେ ପଢାଉଥିଲେ classical conditioning focusing on the learning of a involuntarily emotional or psychological response such as fear, increased heartbeat, salivation, swearing ମୁଁ ପଢାଉଥିଲେ ଏବେ ଯେ salivations by the dog, ଆମେ stimulus response କଥା କହୁଥିଲେ ଆମର। ତ ସେଟା ହଉଛି ଆମର କ୍ଲାସିକାଲ କଣ୍ଡିସନିଂ ର ଆମର থিওরি ପାଠ ଆମର ଜାଣିଛେ ଆମେ। ଆମର କେମିତି ଗୋଟେ କୁକୁର କେମିତି ଲାର୍ନ କଲା ଯେ ଘଣ୍ଟା ବାଜିବା ସମୟରେ ଖାଇବାଟା ଦେଲେ ଲାଳ ବତୁର କଣ କରୁଥିଲା, କିଛି ଟାଇମ ପରେ ରିପିଟେଡ ଏମିତି କରିବା ପରେ ଘଣ୍ଟା ବାଜିଲା କିନ୍ତୁ ଖାଇବା ଆସିଲା ହିଁ ନାହିଁ, କିନ୍ତୁ ତାଙ୍କର ଲାଳ ଅଲରେଡି ପଡିଲା। ତ ସେଇ ଯେ ଘଣ୍ଟା ବାଜିବା ସାଥିରେ ତାର ଯେ ଗୋଟେ ମାନେ ଷ୍ଟିମ୍ୟୁଲେଟିଂ ଗୋଟେ ହେଇଯିବା, ସେଇ ଯେ ଆମର ଗୋଟେ ଲର୍ନିଂ ବିହେଭିୟର ଆମେ ଦେଖିକି ଯେମିତି ଶିଖୁଛେ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷଟା, ତା ହାତରେ ଆମେ କମ୍ପେୟାର କରିପାରିବା ଯେ ପିଲା ଯେ ଇମିଡିଏଟ କରେ, ଗୋଟେ ଛୋଟ ପିଲା ଗୋଟେ ବଡ ପିଲା କେମିତି ସପୋଜ ଗୋଟେ କଣ୍ଟାଟା କେମିତି ବାଡଉଛି, ପିଲା ଦେଖିଟା ଗୋଟେ ଶିଖୁଛି, ହଁ ଏଇଟା କଣ୍ଟାଟା ବାଡେ ଏମିତି ବାଡେଇଲେ ଏମିତି କଣ୍ଟାଟା ପଶିବ, ଏମିତି ହାମରରେ ଦେଲେ କଣ୍ଟାଟା ପଶିବ ୱାଲରେ, ସେଇଟା ଦେଖିକି ପିଲା ଶିଖୁଛନ୍ତି ଏବଂ ପିଲା ପରେ ଆପ୍ଲାଏ କରୁଛି ସେଇ ଲର୍ନିଂଟାକୁ, ସେଇ ଇମିଟେସନଟାକୁ। ଆମେ ଇମିଟେସନ ପଢୁଥିଲେ ଏବେ ଲର୍ନିଂ ଅଫ ଇମିଟେସନ, ସେଇଟା ଇମିଟେସନ ଦେଖିକି ପିଲା ଆପ୍ଲାଏ କରୁଛି। ହଁ, যেটা ମୁଁ କହୁଥିଲି ଅନକଣ୍ଡିସନାଲ, ଦେଖ ଏଇଠି ଲେଖା ହେଇଛି जे Pavlov रो हमें क्लासिकल कंडीशन जदि हमें कहबा दिस क्लासिकल कंडीशन वाज प्रोपोनेंट बाय यू नो दैट Pavlov देखो कौन थी गोटे एक्सपेरिमेंट करथिले जे अनकंडीशनल स्टिमुलस को कंडीशनल स्टिमुलस किमती करा जायतिला अनकंडीशनल स्टिमुलस then unconditional response then conditional stimulus and conditional response मुझे पढ़ेबिनी कहीं Pavlov रो तमरो थ्योरी तुम मैंने पढ़ी की आसो तुम मैंने Pavlov रो तुम मैंने देखिया जदि हमरो क्लासिकल कंडीशन बाय द Pavlov तुम मैंने पढ़ी की ऑलरेडी आसो सेही जिंस मु पढ़ेबिनी तो एई जिंस गुला हमरो काम करूची लर्निंग को ऑर्गेनाइज करिया पई मध्य भी हायर एजुकेशन रे आमे ऑपरेशनल कंडीशन जदि आसीबा सेटा होची हमरो स्किनर रो ऑपरेशन कंडीशंस किंतु स्किनर जतले ये कंडीशन ऑपरेंट कंडीशन देले तांको धारणा आस्तला तार बेसिक प्रिंसिपल किंतु से ले जाइतले होची थॉर्नडाइक रो ट्रायल एंड एरर थ्योरी थॉर्नडाइक रो ट्रायल एंड एरर वाज द बेसिक प्रिंसिपल्स to develop the theory of operant conditions by the Skinner. So B.F. Skinner 1953 re a operation condition he was developed and what he believed that classical condition account for only a small portion plant behavior but many human behavior are operands not responded. माने तांको कथा होची जे क्लासिकल कंडीशनिंग जा होची सेटा गोटे स्मॉल पर्सन हमको लर्नर रो लर्निंग को काम हेल्प करूची रेदर तांकर कहउचंती जे बहुत लर्नड बिहेवियर जेटा अछि बा बहुत हमर ऑपरेंट कंडीशनल जदी अछि जेको हमर देखिबा जदी हमर होउची हेल्प करूची हमर लर्निंग को एवं न्यू ऑपरेंट बिहेवियर को ऑर्गेनाइज करिया पई ए ऑपरेंटिंग बिहेवियर को हमर काम करे हमर एज ए लर्नर को पई डिफरेंट लेवल ऑफ लर्निंग पई एटा गोटे देखो व्हाट एक्चुअली द ऑपरेंट कंडीशंस बाय स्किनर जदी कहबा कौन कौन से कहथिले एठी हमरो ए जिंस को एठी स्लाइड रो लिखा आइछि जदी हमें देखिबा से तांकर कथा थिला गोटे जदी लाइन रो हमें देखिबा एठी जदी कहबा कॉन्सिक्वेंट इफेक्ट इज रिलेटेड टू आवर बिहेवियर प्लस रीइंफोर्सर स्ट्रेंथिंग और रिपीटेड बिहेवियर जदी हमें देखिबा कॉन्सिक्वेंस इफेक्ट बिहेवियर सेतले हे परिबो जेतले रीइंफोर्सिंग स्ट्रेंथनिंग और रिपीटेड बिहेवियर एक्युमुलेशन हबो सेतले हमर कॉन्सिक्वेंस इफेक्ट बिहेवियर हमर गोटे पिलार लर्नर रो जणा पड़िबो हमर जेटा मु कहउतली जे सुपर कंसर्न अबाउट आवर सोशल लर्निंग अप्रोच what things actually social learning approach is dealing for the learner it is talked about how a learner is observed the things in so many sources and how this learned behavior or learned sources of information he or she is being going to be utilized in his academic journey of life this thing social learning approach is tells to us आमे जदि देखिबा एटा होउची हमरो बांदुरा रो सोशल कॉग्निटिव थ्योरी रे हमर एटा बेस करी कि हमर सोशल लर्निंग अप्रोच कोआ जाउची ए जगह रे कोआ जाउची जे ऑब्जर्वेशन लर्निंग एक्चुअली चैलेंजेस द बिहेवियरिस्टिक आइडिया दैट कॉग्निटिव फैक्टर्स are unnecessary in an explanation of the learning. Okay, so for the social learning approach concept is telling that how children think about themselves and other people, how children behave with the other people. Means suppose जदि आमे रिवार्ड दउचे किछि भलो काम करले पिला खुशी जाउची पिला जाउचो ताले एटा भलो काम आमे जदि काकू मारुचे पिला आमे पनिशमेंट बापा दउचंती बा टीचर जदि स्कूल रे जदि पिला पनिशमेंट मिलुची ताले पिला परे बुझी पारुची नाही एटा ताले खराब काम सेति पई मते रिवार्ड मिलुनी मते पनिशमेंट मिलुची सो दैट कांसेप्ट इज दैट पिला रो सेही जगह जाउची जे भलो काम कोउटी व्हाट इज अ गुड एंड व्हाट इज बैड व्हाट इज अ गुड वर्क और व्हाट इज डीड good work for did or what is bad work so that accordingly students or learner can develop what things he should or what things he should not or what things he should or what things he should not so that's why the reward or punishment is going to be developed at learner mentally that what are the good things are being there or what the bad things are being there so like the way our learning is being going to be organized in the mind of the students or learners. Are you getting my point? So the information processing approach, what does it means? The information processing approach means it has the three major components. One is that information storage, cognitive processes, and metacognitions. Information means how, suppose we are seeing anything, that by these observations or by seeing the things, how that been stored as a information, then after that information how it is going to be transformed is a cognitive process, and after the cognitive process organized, last one how the metacognitions is being going to be organized. So information processing means ଆମେ जे ଜିନିଷଟା ଦେଖୁଛେ ସେଟା କେମିତି ଆମର সেই ଦେଖିବାଟା କେମିତି ইনফরমেশন হিসাବରେ ଆମେ ମାଇଣ୍ଡ କୁ ଷ୍ଟୋର କରୁଛୁ, ଗୋଟେ ଲର୍ନର କେମିତି ଷ୍ଟୋର କରୁଛି, ତାର ତିନିଟା ଷ୍ଟେଜେସ୍ ଅଛି ଲେଖା ହଉଛି। ଗୋଟେ ହଉଛି ইনফরমেশন ଟାକୁ ଆମେ ଷ୍ଟୋର କରୁଛେ ପ୍ରଥମେ, ତାପରେ ସେଟାକୁ କଗ୍ନିସନ ହଉଛି ଆମ ମେଣ୍ଟାଲ ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ କୁ ହେଲ୍ପ କରୁଛି ବା ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ କରୁଛି ଆମର। ତାପରେ ମେଣ୍ଟାଲ ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ପରେ ଆମର ଯଦି ମେଟା କଗ୍ନିସନ କଥା କହିବା, ଯା ଓଭରঅଲ ଡେଭଲପମେଣ୍ଟ ଯଦି ଆମେ କଥା ଆସିବା, then it is we completed information processing approach। যদি ଆମେ କଥା କହିବା in geography, ଯଦି କଥା କହିବା ଆମର ପୃଥିବୀ ସମ୍ବନ୍ଧରେ ଦେଖିବା ଗୋଟେ ଭିଡିଓରେ ଏବଂ ତାକୁ ସତରେ ଗୋଟେ କପିରେ ତାକୁ ବନେଇବା, ସୋଲାର ସିଷ୍ଟମ ହଉ ବା ଆର୍ଥ ସିଷ୍ଟମ ହଉ ବା ଇନର ଷ୍ଟ୍ରକ୍ଚର ଅଫ ଦ ଆର୍ଥ ହଉ, ତାହେଲେ ମୋର ଦେଖିବା ଭିତରେ ବନେଇବା ଭିତରେ ଯେ ମୁଁ ଯେ ସିଷ୍ଟମେଟିକଲି ସବୁ ଦେଖିଲି ଏବଂ ତାକୁ ପ୍ରୋସେସ କରଲି ଏବଂ ତାକୁ ଇନଫରମେସନ ହିସାବରେ ଆଣିଲି, ଏଇ ଯେ ମୋର ପ୍ରୋସେସ stages of process, ଏଟାକୁ କୁହାଯାଉଛି ମୋର information processing approach। So by this approach we can attend different level of educations for any level of learners। Okay, so information process of model of learning is based on a analogy, meaning it has a interrelationship। ଆମେ ଗୋଟେ ଜିନିଷ ଜାଣିଲେ ତାକୁ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମେ ତାକୁ ପ୍ରାକ୍ଟିକାଲ ରେ ୟୁଜ କରୁଛେ, ତାକୁ କେମିତି ସିଷ୍ଟମେଟିକଲି ୱେ ରେ ଆମେ ତାକୁ ୟୁଜ କରୁଛେ। ଯେମିତି ସଚ୍ ଫର ଏକ୍ସାମ୍ପଲ ଆଇ ଏମ୍ କୋଟିଂ ହିୟର, ଯେମିତି ଆମେ ଦଉଛେ ଯେ informations, data, informations, knowledge, wisdom। ଆମେ ଯଦି ଚାରଟା ଭାବରେ କ୍ୟାଟାଗୋରୀ କରିବା, ଯେ before constructing any knowledge, what are the three stages are there left out, and these three stages have to be crossed out for developing any type of knowledge। So first is that your data, then informations, then your knowledge, then suppose wisdom। So meaningful data is going to be tell for the informations, then when the meaningful information is being processed in mind, then it is going to be called knowledge, and when the knowledge is being practiced in a systematic manner, then this type of the knowledge will called wisdom। So this is the different stages we for attending wisdom we have to cross out the data, informations, then process informations, then knowledge, then wisdom। So this is the how this way, like this way information also is being processed in the learner mind। Information stores, cognitive process, and then metacognitions। So constructive approach of the learning, you know that the Vygotsky theory is there। He stated that the students have the knowledge, students have the skills, students have the some previous knowledge। As a teacher, we have to act as an instructor, we have to act as a facilitator when we are delivering any content in the classrooms। He used to believe that students have some knowledge that is called, suppose যদি ଆମେ କହିବା schema କଥା କହିବା, previous knowledge କଥା କହିବା ପିଆଜି ଥ୍ରୋରେ, ସେ ପିଲା ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି। ଆମେ ଯଦି what is education କହିବା, ପିଲା ଜାଣିଛନ୍ତି education ମାନେ କଣ, ବା what is curriculum କହିଲେ ପିଲା କିଛି ଜାଣିଥିବେ। ଯଦି what is learning କହିବା ପିଲା କିଛି ଜାଣିଥିବେ, ବା what is ଯଦି pedagogy କହିବା ପିଲା କିଛି ତ ଜାଣିଥିବେ ଯେ କଣ ମାନେ pedagogy କଣ। ଯଦି ଏଜୁକେସନ କହିବା ପିଲାମାନେ କହୁଥିବ, କିଛି ଜଣ କହିବ ପିଲାମାନେ ସାର୍ ଆମର ଲେଖିବା ପଢିବା ଜାଣିବା, କେହି ଜଣ କହିବ ଆମର କେମିତି ବିହେଭିୟର କେମିତି ଆମେ ଡେଭଲପ କରିବା। तो पिला माने किछि ना किछि आइडिया तमको थिबो तो सेटा कहउचंदी भाई गॉड्स किछि स्टूडेंट्स और लर्नर्स हैव सम नॉलेज रिगार्डिंग टू द टॉपिक so but your role is that how the your previous knowledge of the learner going to be linked up with the new concept new knowledge what the topic or what the new knowledge you are going to be developing in this class. So constructive approach to learning is meant that the students have the already knowledge, have the concept. Your work, how this concept should be developed in a meaningful way, your work will be there like the teacher should be performed. So humanistic approach means the role of the teacher here in as a less that of a doctor or suppose manual but rather than the humanistic psychologies or the purpose of the educations should be known, should be acquainted of the students by the teachers. So, this is all about of today's discussions. Just I am putting some example. I am offering the actual slide. Okay. So, आज जे जिनस गुड़ा मु पढ़ेली ताले होची हमरो what is learning, what is the relationship in between the learning and concept, what the different type of the learnings are there, and for different level of learning what the learner should have the different characteristics. So the learner characteristic learner motivation दरकार ता learner interest था दरकार तार गोल रहिबा दरकार सेही भली हमरो टीचर को मध्य भी कोन कोन क्वालिटी रहिबा दरकार अछि से जिंस मध्य भी आमे आज जानिले पढिले तार एग्जांपल मध्य भी देकी मु पढैली एवं आमे बुझी पारले जे हायर एजुकेशन लेवल रो लर्निंग पई भी मध्य हमरो हमरो लर्निंग रो इंटरेस्ट होबा दरकार लर्नर पर्सपेक्टिव रु सेही भलिया टीचर रो भी डिफरेंट टाइप ऑफ एट्रिब्यूट्स टीचर रहिबा दरकार गोटे हायर लेवल ऑफ लर्नर को अटेंड करिया को हेले बा ताको जदी पर्पस को शार्प करिया को हेले ता पाकर कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स तांको पाखरे सेही भलिया लर्निंग पॉइंट्स बा ता कवर करियार अछि सेही भलिया मेथड तांकर परिवार अछि सेही भलिया तांकर स्ट्रेटेजी मध्य भी तांको हमकु दबार अछि जदि एही रिगार्डिंग किछि डाउट अछि ताले मते कुओ नने मु नेक्स्ट स्लाइड को आगडे जिबी जते कि मु पढेली ता भितर जदि किछि डाउट अछि मते पचारो अदरवाइज आई विल discuss so many many more slides is regarding to this are there. I will move on this in that particular slide. जदि किसी अच्छी तो कुह नने मैं नेक्स्ट स्लाइड को जीवा हम okay anyways definitely I will move just 10 seconds break I will be taken out then after 10 seconds break I will continue the next 10-20 slide are there I will be continue. Okay, students, I am now continuing. I after break sometimes. Then after 10 seconds break, I am now again continue my uh, content deliberations with my PPT presentations or PPT slide. Uh, okay. Uh, is my PPT is visible? Just any participants can just respond is whether my PPT is visible or not.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay. So last we are discussing last one approach, that the approach of learning. The six approach we are learning, we are discussed. That one is our classical conditioning, operant conditioning, then constructive approach, then our we have a so uh, humanistic approach is also one of the approach. So that's how we are human psychology we are dealing in the or student center pedagogy, how we are dealing. This actually is all about our human approach form of learning, whether the students develop critical thinking, self-reliance, and commitment to learning achieved through the cooperative learning. The cooperative learning systems, critical thinking style, self-reliance, commitment to the learning achieved through the cooperative learning, and open decisions and internalizing in all they have learned. So that in humanistic approach style of learning, the students will develop this type of the skills or this type of the abilities. So now one another thing is there in the domain of the higher education's learning style or learning system. One things we have to focus as a teacher perspective, the special learner. We know that uh, the different just suppose if the classroom we will taken as a heterogeneous or diversified or diversified classroom, means that if different type of the level of learner if it is there, and it must be there, or it must have, and it will be, you have as a teacher you have to be faced, because homogeneity classroom is very less. If you will definitely find the heterogeneous classroom structure, it will going to be found in every level of the education. If you go in every school system, or maybe the college system, or maybe the university system, even if you take any suppose the department or any course of the any department or any course of studies, the learner in any course of studies, definitely you will going to be faced, or you will people definitely face the special learner in your classroom. So in this contest here, special learner, what things we will discuss? Our their needs, and on the basis of their different type of needs, what type of the facilitation strategy I should adapt or I should take to teach them. So these things is being discussed, or these things will be going to be discussed in the upcoming slide. So if you will give the definition for the special learner, who are the special learner, or what does it mean the special learner? So special learner means the special educations is a instructional design for students with the disabilities or gifts or talented. If you will categorize the individual difference of the learner, then we will definitely get out the different level of learner, where we will get gifted children, we will get the talented children, we will get the special children, special type of the children, we will get the high IQ level children. So concern is here the special level learner. The definition is telling us to that special education is instructions designed for students with the disability or gifts and talents, and who also have the special learning needs. These type of the students or learner, we can call them, or we can address them as a special learner. And special learn should be there in our classroom, because if the special learner will be not there, should no will be not there, then we cannot become a good teachers in our professional journey of life. So that's why the special learner, if it is there, mean it is should be a good sign for a completing being a perfect teachers, or 21st century school teachers to become a 21st century teachers. This type of learners will immensely help to become a good teachers in your teaching profession. So that's why if the special learner is there in your class, it should be accepted as a good manner or good way, that yes, in my class the special learner, some special learner is here. It means so many things I will learn from them. So that's why we should welcome them, and we should taken as a positive development of the classroom, as well as of the development of individualities as a teacher, that special learning is a good sign for a classroom. So that uh, so for the special learner, they need special educations provisions to functions in their classrooms. ତାଙ୍କ କ୍ଲାସରୁମ୍ କୁ ତାଙ୍କର ନର୍ମାଲ ଫଙ୍କସନ୍ସ କରିବା ପାଇଁ ହେଲେ ଆମକୁ ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ଲେଭେଲ ଅଫ ଟିଚିଂସ୍ କୁ ଆଡାପ୍ଟ କରିବାର ଅଛି. ଡିଫରେଣ୍ଟ ଲେଭେଲ ଅଫ TLM, type of TLM, type of method, time of content delivery have to be taken out when we are going to be addressing the special learner in any class. Because generally others do well in their regular classes too, but they also need special educational provision to realize their full potential. So to strengthening their potentiality, to enhancing their potentiality, as a teacher context, the teacher side, we have to give the facilities as like the what the regular students is getting, as like the things we have to be provide for them, because they never felt that they are far behind some of the things which are getting by the normal stress and students. So to attending this different level of different well children, we have to be, some of the belief system have to be taken out. What are these? The de-institutionalization system, integrations, mainstreaming, inclusions. It means that a social movement where in person disability were moved from large isolations or instant to small community homes. ଆମର social movement system को एमती value କରିବାର ଅଛି ଯେ ଗୋଟେ institution ଏମିତି ଭଳିଆ ତାକୁ feel କରିବାର ଅଛି ତାକୁ ସେମିତି ତାଙ୍କ ନିଜ ଘର ବା ନିଜ community ଭଳିଆ ଲାଗେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ସେଇଭଳି ଆମକୁ ଟିଚର କୁ ଆମ କ୍ଲାସରୁମ ଅର୍ଗାନାଇଜେସନ କୁ ସେଇଭଳିଆ କରିବାର ଅଛି ଯେତେବେଳେ ସ୍ପେଶାଲ ଲେଭେଲ ଅଫ ଲର୍ନର ବା ଚିଲଡ୍ରେନ କେବେ ବି ନ ଫିଲ୍ करे ଯେ ଆମେ କୋଉଠି ନା କୋଉଠି ଆମେ ବିଚ୍ଛିନ୍ନ ଆମେ କୋଉଠି ନା କୋଉଠି ମାନେ ଡାଇସେକ୍ଟେଡ ହେଇଯାଉଛେ ବା କୋଉଠି ନା କୋଉଠି ଆମେ डिवाइड हो जाउछे हमें नॉर्मल क्लासरूम स्टूडेंट पाखरु बा नॉर्मल क्लासरूम कॉन्टेक्स्ट सो इंट्रीगेशन मींस वी हैव टू बी टेकन आउट एज अ सच
Sir,
प्रिंसिपल
PPT show होनी
पीपीटी शो होनी
नहीं.
ओके 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 जस्ट अ मिनट once again I am showing my ppt is my ppt is visible now
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
okay so what we are teaching what actually I was delivering that the different level different special level and special learner that what should be the attributes should be taken out as a teacher to addressing the special children or special learner in my classrooms. So one things we are discussing in that de-insulations. So de-insulation means that we should frame out such type of the environment that this special learner or special children should feel like as the their home as a classrooms. And another is that integration we are discussing that we should adapt such type of the principles that they should feel that we are also performing as a normal as like the normal children in the classrooms. So such type of the principles have to be taken care of by the teachers when the teachers handling the special able children in his or her classrooms. Okay. I am coming this slide. Yes. Now, is this slide is visible? Is this slide is visible to you, students?
Yes, sir.
Slide देखा जाउची?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So another is one is that to attending the special children in the higher age level of educations, mainstreaming. Mainstreaming is a component where when in the it is in it that or in it context in this context uh, the teachers should place the learner as as a special education should treat the learn special different level of children treated as a special education student like that so that they will perform as a normal students and they will side by side will be step there they will come entering the step as stepping into as a mainstream students in the class normal classroom. So another one is that strategy should be taken out by the teachers when the teacher is addressing these special children in the higher level of education is that inclusions. One is the de-insulations we have talked now, integrations we have talked, mainstreaming we have talked. Now another one is that inclusions. Inclusion it means the a movement taken care of by the teachers, whether the normal students and with the special students. The special students may be suppose the gifted, may be supposed to the uh, talented, may be supposed to the high IQ level of the students. So this type of the special level children, we have to be incorporate with the normal student and with our this type of the special learners in this inclusion process so that students can will never feel means this type of the means it means the special level children will never feel that they are deviating or they are excluding from the mainstream education, or they are deviating from the mainstream classrooms, or they are deviating from the suppose the normal classroom context. So that's why teacher have to be taken care of these things, the mainstreaming, inclusion, and integration and deinstitutionalizations. As a teacher, where we are handling this special level of learner in the higher education context, we have to be taken consideration of these things so that the special level children don't feel, or they will never feel that we are deviating from the normal students, or we are deviating from the normal classroom situations or normal classroom teaching. Are you getting my point? So, what should be the concern for the children with special needs? What the things I have been discussed from the since the start of the class till now? These are the for the our higher level education system. For the learner of the higher educations, the learner who have been pursuing or who is being pursued in the higher levels education system, these things have to be taken care of it by the teacher perspective, when the teacher is handling the class or handling the students in his or her own teaching. Are you getting my point? So for the special children, here is mentioned one slide I tell here. The concerns for the children with the special need. The concerns for the children with special need. So what should be the taken care concerns? One is that expectation from the teachers dealing with the special learners. Special learner should have some expectation that teacher will taken will systematically take care of them. The teacher will ask about their health, or their level of learning status, or their level pace of level of learning. So they have some the in expectations. So teacher should be fulfill this type of expectations when the teacher is attending this type of the special learner. And communications and counseling, parents with the parents, for attending such type of the autism or mental retarded children in your class, or mental level learner in higher education, that when a teacher is performing for higher education, a teacher have to be become sometimes the psychologist, psychic, as a counselor. He or she has to be counsel with this special level of children for knowing that what type of the difficulty they are facing now, or they have been faced by their suppose maybe their peers group, maybe their suppose friends, maybe happen with their suppose the family members. So teacher should have performed sometimes as a counselor, so that teacher will get to know that what type of their psychological problem is being faced by their individualities. Okay, even if sometimes you have to be help them there for eradicated or for solve out the different mental problem, the clinical psychologist or the psychiatric doctor, you have to be taken consulting with these different professional for their good mental well-being. Even if with these things, as a teachers, we also have to be different individually educational plan, method, strategy should be taken out when teacher is entering the such type of the classrooms, or handling such type of the learner in his or her classrooms. Okay, so the provision for the special educations, we know that the Rehabilitation Council of India RCI 1992 and the Rehabilitation Council of India 2016. And before RCI 1992, there was a once act, that was Pupils with Disability Act 1950. That was 1955. So what are the different provisions special education in India are there? By quoting People with Disability 1995, then the Rehabilitation Council of India in 1992, and after 1992, 2016, the Rehabilitation Council of India, what they are suggesting, what their provision for the special level of learner in our country. we have to be known as a teachers, so that we can betterly handle or betterly translate our teaching points to the classroom when we are attending the such type of the special children. Okay, so the provision for special education, if we will discuss that, the clearly one thing is being mentioned by the different or act in the different year 1992. If we'll talk even different, been talk in the 1995, even if we'll talk about the 2016 act, there is one is clearly mentioned that we as a teachers have to be addressing special children as like the normal children when we are attending them in our classroom transactions. One thing have to be taken care consideration, that we have to be act with them as a as like as normal children in our classroom. For our teaching context, I am quoting here, there are so many constitutional provision is there, how to easily access the classroom, how to easily there suppose the schools or college, maybe university, and what should be the their reservation policy should be there, what to be the their what I am going to tell, the different for some the our chapter or maybe the textbook, how the braille type of the format of the will be prepared for them, suppose blind children. There are so many things are there, but one thing if we will discuss for the intern context of the teaching learning concept for the teacher, it is clearly quoted out that we have to be taken care as a normal children when we are handling the special children. Okay, so right here one things it has been clearly mentioned here, the right of provision with disability act 2016. You know that now different type of the different able learner have been added up in the after this act come out. Suppose the acid burnout, it has been already added one type of the disabilities, form of disability added in this by the right of provision disability act 2016. So the why, what does it mean, what this act is suggesting to us, this act has been pivotal in safeguarding the right of individuals with disability and promoting inclusive education and ensuring equal opportunities. The inclusive education was emphasized by this act of right of person with disability act 2016. And after they are giving suggestions, now the NEP 2020 has taken out that inclusive education also advocating for the integration of children with disability in regular schooling system and development of tailored support mechanism. So NEP 2020 also was talked about there, or they on emphasize on them also, how they will enhance their their learning style, how will they enhance their learning system, they are suppose as easily access to the learning, easily access to the education, how they will be inclusive, how they will be the suppose the mainstreaming they will come, how we can integrate with them as the teachers. So the NEP 2020 also has given the suggestions for us how the special level of children will develop day by day by giving their support system, by giving our strengthening our their level of style of teaching from the context of teachers. So these things we have to be taken care of when we are handling such type of the children or students or learners. So as per the NEP 2020 also, there are so many technology have been adapted for the suppose the different able children. You know that virtual reality have come up, even if the even different learning software also has been framed out for teaching the different this different level of different able children or special able children or special children. We cannot say now different able, but we are now telling special level. Are you going special abilities or special level children we are now putting after the act, the disability act 2016, we have to say that these special level children. Are you getting my point? So these things can be taken out as a teachers when we will handling the different this special level of learners. So this is all about my discussions. Next class, in the next class tomorrow.